Yeah. I'm ahead of my time, just like the Jetsons. It all happened right under their nose, just like a septum piercing. The weird thing is I kept pressing on, neglecting the fact I'm birthing, nesting. Legend says they wanna keep messing with me. Really, is that irony I'm detecting? Give it a rest when all the dust settles. I settle scores and I set precedents, and it's on to the next thing. On the fence, yeah, recollecting all these collect calls I'm getting. Keep on forget it. When life gives you lemons, assess it. Replace the band-aid, changing the dressing. Addressing the fact that the pain is your leverage. I'll take away if you let it, I'm guessing. Not all of it. The top father who's calling a shot saw with a stopwatch in his palm that can stop all of it. Get it gripped like a rock wall and stop falling for it. It's synonymous. I got vision. Y'all need to wind it into an optometrist. Gladiator like Ridley Scott scripted the plot for it. Alien 8 like the follow-up to Romulus. Space Odyssey, all monkeying around. A bad ad or a dark monolith. It's all hollow, man, like Kevin Bacon and Josh Brolin. Create 6 degrees of separation if y'all follow.
Crazy.
Yes. What up, man? So, I'm sure some people, they see the look at let me get the honorable Judge Pick presiding. Yes, you see the courtroom display. Yes, we're going to get into the the champ is here. The champ is here. So this is gonna be a little different. Normally I like to do lighthearted, funny, silly, absurd topics. We've got into some things similar in the past, but this shit has just been it's been annoying me. And normally, I sit back and I observe, I analyze data and all points before I jump out the window and make an assessment on something. Now, that's basically what we're going to be talking about. That's why it's called Drawing Conclusions and the Modern Delusion, because it's going to be a little different than other coverage of these cases. I'm actually going to be drawing parallels and pointing out that people kind of don't stand on their stances. People will have one opinion one way and then a different opinion the other way. And I'm here to tell you, you can't. Okay? It's either both of these cases are self-defense or neither are. Okay? And we're going to get into a lot of, there's been a lot of misinformation about this Karmelo Anthony case. Okay? And I just don't, to me, the second you have to lie or knowingly spin stuff, it kind of destroys your credibility to me. Also, where some of the information is coming from is insane. So we're going to expose one of the main perpetrators of this misinformation, a PDF file. And we're going to get into his case and how disgusting it is that people will align themselves with the most atrocious behavior on human planet, like the planet Earth. People align themselves with the worst type of people as long as the lies benefit their narrative, which is disgusting to me. And yeah, it just kind of struck a nerve because it happened to me recently, and it's fucking insane. So if you don't know, obviously we're gonna get into some of this stuff. I'm sure some of you are aware. Listen, I actually had no idea. I've been so out the loop. I don't watch the news. And when I'm on YouTube, I'm looking for like entertainment, positive videos, like maybe some workout type shit, or whatever. I'm just not tapped into news like that. So the first I came across these cases were was someone making a mustache joke about Chud the Builder. I'd never even heard of this dude. But also the Karmelo case, the first I saw anyone talk about it is a bunch of people were like, justice for Karmelo, justice for Karmelo. So silly me. I'm thinking he's the one that got stabbed, right? I mean, you would naturally assume people are saying justice for this kid. There was a stabbing and a track me. I'm thinking he's the one that got stabbed to death. No, of course not. Of course not. So then I go, oh, okay, well, let me look into this a little bit. And there's just a flood of misinformation. Oh, he was getting jumped and he had this multi-purpose tool. It wasn't a knife. And he, like, bro, it's insane. It's insane. The amount of bullshit that people will propagate and the grift of race baiting is fucking insane. And I just want to say on the outset, it's disgusting to me on both sides. On both sides, when I see people in the Karmelo Anthony case celebrating the murder of a teenager just because he's white is insane. But then on the other side, you have people blindly going, yeah, Chud the Builder, oh, he should have fucking aimed higher. Too bad he didn't kill him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people in society today where we're cheering on the murder and attempted murder of people just because the color of their skin is fucking insane to me. So without further ado, where should we start? I guess let's get into some of the misinformation being spewed. Should we expose where it comes from and this guy's case, this PDF file that told these lies to begin with? Also, bro, I can't stand like people dead ass said, kept saying an all-white jury. It's like, bro, a simple Google search will tell you that's not true. I don't like this narrative that now it's like anyone. So Asians, Latinos, Indians are now all white, apparently. An Asian woman is now a white man, apparently. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? If we're going to have honest dialogue, you got to have the honest dialogue. Like, I'm not even here to say, like, one way or the other. What some people think the sentence was too harsh. Some people think it wasn't enough. Some people say it's just right. And I'm not here to tell you, like manslaughter. Listen, I would hear the argument for manslaughter, 100%. But I will not sit here and listen to people disingenuously try to tell me self-defense in both cases. I'm sorry. Chud the Builder, not self-defense. Karmelo Anthony, not self-defense. Fuck both of them. You can't be in a situation where you knowingly escalate to the use of weapons and deadly force when it's unprompted. Okay? You can't go from fists to knife or gun just because you're scared. That's not self-defense, especially if you instigate the problem to begin with. Because, all right, let's go here first. There's 4 proponents to a self-defense claim. 4. Okay? I'll pull it up for those that are slow. So 4 proponents to a self-defense claim are imminent threat, which means you have to believe in that moment that your life is in danger. Imminent threats. The duty to retreat is one of them, but Texas is a stand your ground state, so that you actually don't need to prove that in this particular case. So the duty to retreat kind of irrelevant in this one, but yeah, there's an imminent threat. Duty to retreat. There's why am I drawing a blank right now? Provocation. I'm trying to think of the wording of it. Basically, you can't be the one that started it. Innocence, imminent threat, duty to retreat, and no, I know I didn't pull it up yet. I'm looking for this specific one. Because just like I said, so much misinformation that, like, bro, sometimes you try to type something in and it's just like a wave of nonsense comes up that it's like, this ain't even helpful. Like, and you have even lawyers, bro. I saw even lawyers covering this case that are like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Where did you learn that? Where did you learn it? I swear it's the Dunning-Kruger, right? Dunning-Kruger effect. The people that have the least amount of information are usually the loudest. Because the people that actually like do research, they look into it, like, oh, okay. They just kind of fall back. They fall back because they like looked into it and like, oh, okay, there's nothing to really talk about here. So yeah, and the other one's like escalation, right? Like you can't go from fists to a knife. That would be a non what's the fucking word? It's has to be like on par. You're escalating the level of from fist to knife, which there's certain cases you could make, but not in this one. Hold on. Where's this little graph? Maybe to help help with these people to understand. The 4 principles of self-defense. No. That's not what I want. Hold on. Law. Let me add that in. There we go. Okay. Here we go. There's a. All right. Well, let me pull this up. All right, can y'all see this? Okay, this has 3, but obviously, like I said, the duty to retreat is kind of irrelevant in this case. But then also you have, yes, the imminent threat. What is imminent threat? Imminent threat and reasonable belief. Fundamentally, a 2019 Florida case resulted in an acquittal based on the reasonable perception of imminent death. Okay, as long as you believe, one believes that they are in imminent danger. Okay, doesn't mean it even has to be true, but you have to believe to a reasonable extent that your life is in danger and you are not going to make it out of this situation alive. Number 2, proportional response. Okay, proportionate. Like if I walk by and accidentally step on your shoe and you pull out a Mac 10 and empty the clip, that's not a proportional response. You understand? It has to be proportionate to the initial thing. So a slight shove or hands on the shoulders or even an aggressive shove does not now warrant the proportionated response of pulling a 3-inch blade with 2 hands and stabbing it through someone's heart. And I did hear some people say, well, it's not like he stabbed him 5 times. It's not like he stabbed him 5 times. He's only stabbed him once. Is that the bar? Is that the bar we're setting now? Where the fuck have we gotten in society where the bar is he only stabbed him once in the heart? Yeah, that's like saying, well, he only shot him once. He didn't empty the clip. He only shot him once in the head. Like, that's all it takes, actually. I don't know if you're aware. Bro, you know, and here's the thing. For a blade to go through bone and heart, It had to go through bone. You know how hard you have to stab someone? We're not talking about a slash or a cut. He should have watched Goods versus Tay-Rock. That's a stab, not a slap. If he slashed him, I think we're having a completely different story. We're having a completely different conversation right now. Or if he just threw fists back. Here's the thing. If the kid just threw fists, even if some crazy accident happened and he fell and the kid fucking hit his head and wound up dying, we're having a completely different conversation. It's the escalation. It's the escalation to the weapon. Okay? And you can't say, oh no, a scuffle happened and he just happened because he had the hand in the bag and was asked 15 times to leave. 15. You know how many that is? Let's count. You need to leave. 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 That's 9. Okay? 15 times. 21 witnesses. 21 witnesses. All said. This kid said, bro, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. He had the hand in the bag, was talking hella shit, he said, touch me and see what happens. Touch me and see what happens. Immediately, your self-defense argument goes out the window. You can't provoke and goat an attack to then escalate. And that also goes to Chud the Builder. You can't provoke someone into touching you so you then can fucking shoot them or stab them. That's not self-defense. I'm sorry, bro. It's just not. Like, I don't understand. I feel like everyone should be in agreement. Everyone in society should all come to a simple agreement. This was a fucking tragedy. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's ain't a tragedy. Absolutely. And it would be a tragedy if it happened the other way around. It would still be a fucking tragedy. But my thing is I feel like people often don't do. You have to look at every situation and say, if this were reversed, would my stance be the same? And the answer for 98% of the people is hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it's the white kid that's in a tent that he's not supposed to be in, and look, yes, I know. Oh, he walked up and said, oh, he knew this kid. He knew one of them, so he dapped them up. Listen, if you know high school sports, a rival team, like, you should know there's already probably going to be some animosity. There's going to be like, hey, So if it's the white kid that's somewhere he's not supposed to be, and also I think this goes to the other team. Why the other team didn't bring a tent? I don't know. They said it was on the way. It was on the way. Well, my question is, where's the rest of his team? Are they standing out in the rain? Everyone's just standing out in the rain. There's nowhere for you to go to get out of the rain. Nowhere. There's not an awning. There's no little fucking lip of the top of the building that hangs over. You can't go back on the bus, get in someone's car. There's nowhere you can stand to be out of the rain. Give me a fucking break, bro. Obviously, this rival team. So this kid's talking shit, and he's like, bro, your fucking football team's ass. All this shit. He's like, y'all pussy. Y'all ain't gonna do shit. Had his hand in the bag. So it's not like, and by the way, was not a utility blade, a multi-purpose tool. No. Let me show you the knife, because it's a knife. And then after, they tried to say, oh, well, he brought it so that he could cut the red ribbon. Cut the red? You mean the one you could literally just pull with your bare hands? Stop it, bro. Stop it. The fucking excuses are insane. Tragedy? Yes. Tragedy when a child dies. Absolutely. As like I said, to hear an argument for for manslaughter, maybe, but not self-defense. Absolutely fucking not. Look at this knife. Look at this knife. Can y'all see this? This is not a multi-purpose tool. That is a fucking blade that is meant to cause damage. And the amount of pressure you have to apply to stab through bone into someone's heart, Two-handed. 2 hands on a blade. Bro, what are we talking about? It wasn't just like a little poke. And it's, oh, I poked, just poked them a little. You fucking dual wielded it and stabbed it through bone and heart. That takes a lot of fucking force to do that. Okay? So it's absurd. Enough with the lies about it was a multi-purpose tool. No, it was a knife. It was a knife. He was asked 15 times to leave. 21 witnesses. Even the kid that he walked up there and gave dabs to supposedly knew. His buddy said the same shit. Everyone said the same thing. That he asked to leave 15 times. Austin said, I don't want to fight. Apparently everyone's talking about, oh, there's video. They're hiding the video. And I'm going to show you where that comes from. Is this one guy, and he's a complete and total piece of shit. So if you want to be on the side of pedophiles, that's up to you. But I am all set with that, actually. So what the fuck is this guy's name? Montel Dwayne. What's this Chud's name? This is where this narrative comes from, by the way. That he got jumped. This guy said he saw it. He said, I saw the footage. And what happened was he's full of shit. And what the fuck is this guy's name now? Sorry, I don't purport to memory piece of shit PDF files. What the fuck is anyone know this dude's name that I'm talking about? This Montel motherfucker. Okay, so we got in this other event. We showed the knife. Also, okay, yeah. Before I get into that, the whole fucking thing of jury of your peers. I don't understand what people's thinking on this comes from. That you're entitled to people that look like you, that have the same profession as you. Because if that's the case, how come Derek Chauvin in the George Floyd case, did he get a jury of all police officers? I don't think so. Because people are like, you don't know what it's to live a day in the life. You don't know what it is to walk in the shoe. Okay, then Derek Chauvin should have had a jury of all white police officers then. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? And people misunderstand that jury of your peers comes from the Magna Carta. Okay? The Magna Carta in 1215. And the Magna Carta was to limit a king's power. Because everyone knew, well, fuck, a king can just do whatever he wants. A king could just find you guilty and then you're fucked. So in 1215, King John, June 15th, 1215, establishing that the monarch was subject to rule of law, and it laid the foundational framework for individual liberties, due process, and the modern constitutional governance. The charter emerged from a political crisis where rebellious barons revolted against King John's oppressive taxes and military failures. Faced with civil war, the king was forced to meet the barons at Runnymede, a meadow near Windsor, and seal the Great Charter. Now, the key principles of the Magna Carta: the rule of law declared that no individual, not even the king, is above the law. Right to a fair trial established that no free man can be imprisoned, stripped of his property, or exiled except by the lawful judgment by his peers or by the law of the land. Justice for all stated that justice and right would not be sold, denied, or delayed. So under King Edward I, it was formally entered into the official statute rolls of England. So when people say jury of your peers, that comes from the Magna Carta written in 1215. Okay? And what it essentially meant at the time is that instead of being judged by like kings and a higher like royal authorities that their word's final. They said, no. If you're a simple fucking nobleman, you will be judged by other noblemen, other countrymen like yourself. So it was a class thing. In the Magna Carta in 1215. A jury of your peers does not mean they all have to look like you and all have to have the same occupation or live the day in your shoes. Actually, it means the opposite. Impartial. You are, in the rule of law today, you are entitled to a fair and impartial jury, not a jury of your peers. Okay? That's what people misinterpret that a little bit. Yes, the Magna Carta in 1215, the jury of your peers meant something different. It meant you're not judged by kings. You are judged by the other countrymen, other farmers such as yourself. But in the society we live in today, everyone is so different. There's no like villages anymore, really. Everyone has their own thing. Everyone has their own occupations. Your fucking neighbor is going to be completely different than you. But even back in those times, you had like a doctor, the blacksmith, they were seen as your peer. Even if they didn't look like you, even if they had a completely different occupation, they were just other villagers, your peers. Okay? And some people, it's like they don't even want an impartial jury. They want a partial jury. They want the opposite of that. But I just thought that, I had to bring that up because people use terms that they don't know where the fuck it actually even comes from. And I just think it's interesting. I think it's, what clause is it? It's like clause 39 or 36. If you want, clause 39 established the judgment of one's peers to protect the powerful barons from arbitrary punishment by royal judges, ensuring they were judged by their equals. They're equal. Okay. So the whole point is that, someone, you're not getting thrown in a cell by some fucking Bill Gates. Some Bill Gates isn't just tossing you in a black dungeon and you have no fucking recourse to defend yourself. That's all it means. Okay, that's what the Magna Carta was written specifically to limit the king's power. So it gave power back to the people. So the peers are just the people that live in your country, your equals. Okay? Widely recognized as the cornerstone of modern due process. Clause 39 stated, yes, I read this part already, yes. In 2015, peers meant social equals. It says right here, a peer in 1215 meant your social equal. The rebellious barons insisted that on this provision so that they would not only be judged by fellow aristocrats, rather than King John's appointed magistrates. Because back then, it's like, bro, if you just watch like Game of Thrones, right? If you watch Game of Thrones and you see like Tyrion on trial and the people judging him are like the king, the fucking king's daughter, you know what I mean? So instead of being judged specifically by people that this guy picks, the king handpicks magistrates. They said, no. We want to be judged by fellow aristocrats. Okay. While trial juries existed in some forms during medieval times, this specific clause was never meant to guarantee a random cross-section jury of common citizens. 14th century reinterpretation. Decades later, Parliament revisited these statutes, expanding the concept of due process and interpreting the language to encourage the use of common law juries. The concept evolved over centuries and heavily influenced the U.S. Constitution. Today, the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees the rights to an impartial jury. Let me say that again. Okay, people are referencing the Magna Carta written in 1215, but guess what? It's been reread and reinterpreted and put into our Constitution under the Sixth Amendment. You are entitled to an impartial jury. Impartial. Nowhere does it say you are entitled to be judged by only your peer, only someone you deem to be equal to you. Nowhere does it say that, actually. Under the Sixth Amendment, you're to an impartial jury, which ensures defendants are tried by a fair cross-section of the community. I think it's pretty fucking fair when you got whites, Latinos, Hispanics, Indians. No, they're all white and it's not fair. Okay, bro. These people are living in a delusion. They're living in a fucking delusion. And it's insane to me because, like I said, if you just take every case and turn it around and go, if this was the opposite, would they still believe the same thing? Because this is what I do. This is what I do in every instance. If this was reversed, would people have the same strong emotional attachment? No, 100%. They would be the opposite. If it was the same exact scenario, this black kid, his brother, they're sitting there under a tent. They tell this white kid to leave. He doesn't. The white kid pulls out a knife, stabs him in the heart. You think people are going to be on Austin's side? Give me a fucking break. No, 100%. They'd be singing a different fucking tune. They'd be talking about, why you bring a knife to school? He was asked to leave 15 times. And oh my God, bro, listen. If your view of a case is determined specifically before any of the facts come out, because that's what people do, they immediately jump on a side and then they look for everything to embolden their stance and ignore everything that goes against it. That's called confirmation bias. So it seems to me like a lot of people just would be on the black kid side no matter what, to be honest. That's what it seems like. Because they're saying justice for this kid. It's like, okay, what about the kid that died? No, we're going to piss on his grave. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, bro? Pissing on his grave. People are going around punching random white people in the face for no reason. Talking about, oh, I thought you were on jury selection. My B, yo. My B. Okay, and what if he was? What if the guy was on? Who gives a fuck? That entitles you to fucking, like, I think as a society, we got to do better. We got to do better in like, everyone should recognize this was like should not have happened. It should not be an escalation to stab. I don't care. This goes beyond fucking race. That's why I also draw the parallels to fucking Chud the Builder. This is like not a society we should want to live in, where people have no emotional control whatsoever. They have no impulse control. They let their intrusive thought, they let they only live in this exact moment, and seeing beyond this moment is like impossible for them. Because you just simple rationale would think, okay, oh fuck, this kid, what's gonna, if I pull this knife and stab this kid, then what? Then what? People are incapable of that. And I feel like that's a big problem we have in society, where we cheer on and we have so much empathy for like perpetrators of crime and no empathy for victims. It's fucking insane to me. It's insane to me. And that's really why I wanted to speak on it, because it's like, it's just been bothering me lately. How much people have so much fucking empathy for perpetrators of crime. And they're like, fuck the victims. Let's piss on this kid's grave. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, bro? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? And I'm sorry, but like, it's the same way going the other way with the Chud the Builder shit. People just like, oh, whatever. Oh, the guy came at him. Well, good. I'm glad he shot. The fucking dude let off 7 shots. The bullet ricocheted. One of them hit him. One bullet hit him. 7 shots, dog. You let off 7 rounds. I think the name Chud actually perfectly fits this dude. He's 100% a Chud. If your entire fucking platform exists to go around, stick a selfie stick in people's face and be a complete and total fucking ass bag and just be a piece of shit and trying to instigate, I don't feel bad that someone punched you in the fucking mouth. Okay, I don't. And then also there was misinformation about that case that this dude like hunted him down, which is not true. Okay, Chud the Builder had court on that day. He actually missed his court date, came back to the courthouse later, hours later, with a gun, and the dude that punched him was there because he had like a child support hearing at the court. So he was there for a reason. He didn't hunt this dude down. Okay, you know. And he's like, "Oh, I tried to walk away, and then he punched me." So I had to pull out my gun and let off 7 rounds. No, I'm sorry, that's not self-defense, bro. It's not. You're outside of a courthouse. You're outside of a fucking courthouse. Just scream loud enough. But this dude, if you watch, has hours and hours and hours of video of him doing that, of going up to people, calling them N-bombs, talking about fucking some watermelon felon type shit. Just saying the most racist nonsense in the world to try to get people to attack him. And then he would off camera flash his gun and they would be like, oh, he got a piece. He's like, yeah. What then? What now? Bro, you can't instigate, then escalate. That's like I said, the 4 proponents of self-defense: the imminent threat, the proportional response, Tennessee also not a stand your ground. So the duty to retreat, you don't really, is kind of irrelevant in both these cases. Salute, Bruce. So the duty to retreat is kind of irrelevant, but you can't the other one, innocent. You can't be the person who starts an altercation, then when the altercation occurs because you provoked it and started it, then you escalate with unproportional response from fist to gun and claim self-defense. I'm sorry, you can't. And it's the same thing with Karmelo Anthony. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't stand there holding on to a weapon and saying, do it, touch me, see what happened, touch me, see what happened. And then when you get touched, escalate to an unproportional response when you know you're not facing any imminent threat. That's not self-defense in either case. And it's like, I see people that are just taking a stance in both cases, just taking a stance based on race. In both, that's why I wanted to, I know, because I haven't seen not one person compare these two cases. I saw someone bring up fucking Alec Baldwin. I'm like, how the fuck? How are you comparing Karmelo Anthony's case to Alec Baldwin? Like, well, he only got 5 years. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about? There's no parallels whatsoever. But there are in this case, and I see drastically different stances. The same people that will say Chud the Builder, self-defense, let him go, are like, no, Karmelo Anthony, that wasn't self-defense. The same people that say Karmelo Anthony was self-defense are like, fuck Chud the Builder, lock him up, throw away the key. Like, you can't change your fucking stance from one to the next. It's the same reason why we have the whole thing in the Constitution. And let me read it again. It's not jury of your peers. That was the Magna Carta in 1215. It has been reinterpreted into our Constitution, and you are guaranteed a right to an impartial jury. People just don't like. Listen, if we start going by, oh no, there has to be a member of this race on the jury. In every case now, that's what I'm saying. Like in Derek Chauvin in the George Floyd, should he have had a police officer on the jury? I don't think people understand how juries even work, bro. It's not just like they don't just pick, oh, I like this guy, I think he'll vote the way I want. First of all, jury selection is an insane fucking process. 11 million people each year get a summons for jury duty. A lot of people are smart enough to get out of it. But the ones that aren't, they show up to jury selection. What then happens is they bring you in, and the defense and the prosecutor all get like a little layout. Like, oh, this guy, he's 35, he's a teacher, blah, blah, blah. They get a little rundown of you. Okay. So then they walk you in. The first thing they do is they start asking you questions to determine if you're going to be able to be fair and impartial in the case. And guess what? A lot of the times, I'll give you a perfect example. Engineers, right? The prosecutor and the defense don't want engineers on a jury. Neither side. Guess why? There's nothing to do with race, and there's nothing, because they go, oh, engineers, it's a widely held belief that an engineer will expect a higher, more evidence. They will expect more evidence in a trial, and therefore the defense and the prosecution both don't want. If they walk up and say, what do you do for a living? I'm an engineer. They go, thank you for your time. You're dismissed. Immediately. Also, while they ask, they'll ask people, oh, do you have law enforcement members in your family? And if they say yes, thank you, you're dismissed. There's a lot of things that can disqualify you from being on a jury. A lot. There were potential black jurors on this case. Guess what? They answered that they don't think they would be able to be impartial. So they said, okay, thank you for your time. You're dismissed. Also, it was not all white. There was an Asian lady. And I loved when someone printed out the list and they even said white or Hispanic man, juror number 7, white or Hispanic lady. What do you mean white or? White or Hispanic? So now all Hispanics and Asians and Indians are now just white, apparently. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? It's ridiculous. And again, it comes back to Dunning-Kruger, and the people that have the least amount of knowledge are the loudest. Every time. And it's like, bro, it just fucking annoys me, especially when it's like, it happened to me too. It literally happened to me, and seeing all this misinformation and people propagate misinformation because people are so easily swayed and manipulated these days. It's fucking concerning. Where literally someone just says something and then they go around parroting that. That's how I heard about this case to begin with. People were running around saying all this bullshit that was proven to not be true. Because people just like propagating whatever bullshit, whatever fits their fucking little narrative. But one of the most disgusting was the dude that came out and said he's like, I saw the footage and this kid was getting jumped. Blah, 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 blah. Right? And people ran with that. Morris Dwayne Turner. Let's get into this fucking chode, okay? Because I want y'all to see where this narrative came from. Before you run with the narrative, know where it comes from, okay? Or else you're gonna get stuck with a PD, having to defend a PDF, okay? Again, like the shit that people, the type of people that like I don't understand how you could align yourself with these just for the benefit of a narrative. Well, these person's lies benefit my narrative, so who cares if they're a PDF file? That's fucking insane. Morris Dwayne Turner, okay, this guy, okay, accused of trafficking an Austin teen, not Austin Metcalf, but an Austin teen. So this is the dude, this is the guy. He did that fucking interview, and if you don't believe me, hold on, let me pull it up so you can see. This is the guy. Interview. Okay. Morris Dwayne Turner, the man who saw the video, as he says. Let me show this picture. So this is the guy, okay? This is the guy. This is where this narrative comes from. That he was getting jumped, and he was, oh no, him and his brother, they were jumping him, and he tried to run away. and he was faster than all of them. Immediately I go, wait a minute, weren't they all on the track team? They're all on the track team. What are you talking about? This kid's way faster than all of it. Like, all right, bro. First of all, you sound like a fucking idiot. But this is the guy. This is the guy. And we're gonna read the details because it's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting that people run with this dude's narrative. This dude's lies, and they don't care that he's a fucking monster. So, all right, let's do this. Where's Dwayne Turner interview? So you can see I'm not bugging. This is the same guy. Okay. TikTok. Oh my god, well, I'm having trouble finding it. I know this other dude covered it. Fuck it, let me just pull up this because I know where it is on this one. I know where it is on this one. Okay, shout out to this dude for also exposing this PDF file. Let's see here. Let me show you this. Boom, shakalaka. So can y'all see this?
Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away.
Yeah, let's hear this nonsense.
My bad, y'all. Can y'all hear the video? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear the video.
We can hear it.
Okay. And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here. Okay. I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it.
I think that's what I remember.
That's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front.
Really quick. Shout out to Nita. Nita has a question. She says, aren't convicted sex offenders prohibited from being within a certain amount of feet of a school, park, and not even supposed to be anywhere?
You would think so. So, yes, this is absolutely the same guy.
Bad bull. From KC says,
this is where the narrative came from that he got jumped. This guy lied and said he saw a video, the hidden video that for some reason the defense never raised into question. Or never, he didn't get on the stand and say this is what happened. You know why? I don't know why you wouldn't defend yourself. Also, like I said, bro, I'd be willing to hear an argument for manslaughter. I actually think he's a fool for not. So they offered, Carmelo Anthony got offered a plea deal, manslaughter, 10 years. Why he didn't take that, I don't know. I think his parents convinced him not to take it. You know, his parents had that GoFundMe. They raised a bunch of money because, you know, the grift of race baiting is very profitable. So just like when the dad came to meet with them after he said, I forgive my son's killer, and he came to meet with them, they wouldn't allow him in there because they knew there's no profit in coming together and healing, coming together after a tragedy and healing and just saying, hey, look, these are the parents of the people. Blah, blah. That would have been so much more beneficial for Carmelo if the parents didn't do that. But they said, no, fuck that. They wanted to run up a bag on GoFundMe. And yes, it is. People said that they took the GoFundMe earnings and they bought a house and a fucking whatever the fuck, a Range Rover or something. Now that is misinformation. They did buy a Range Rover and they did buy a house, but it was before they were allowed access to the earnings. Now, does that mean that they didn't see the numbers going up and go, oh, okay? But what I find very strange is that clearly his parents told him not to take the plea deal, which was a fucking this scenario, these facts. Anyone like looking at these facts, like you should go, yes, it's a tragedy. It's awful that it happened. Obviously, if you're saying, you know, oh, I didn't mean for him to die, even though the technical legal definition of manslaughter isn't, you know, it means like acting reckless and causing the death. So I don't know. Drop the link, boy. I mean, I will if you're gonna have a reasonable, rational discussion. I absolutely will. but I'm not going to do any screaming over each other, and I will not have any misinformation on this platform. So by all means, I will drop the link. But first, I want to expose this pedophile because that's what we're doing here right now. But what the fuck was this? Yeah, so he should have just took the fucking plea deal, bro. He would have been out in like 7 years. Is that shitty? Yeah, it sucks. But for taking another person's life, being out in possibly 5 to 7 years, I'd say that's not a bad deal, bro. Not a bad deal. But, you know, he let a bunch of people gas him up for this fucking self-defense that was non-existent, bro. There was nothing to work with. There's nothing to work with there. So they should have just called it a day and took that plea deal, bro. But again, there's no money. There's no money in plea deals. Hey, you gotta go for that race bait. Gotta go for that race bait. So yes, let's get into these charges. This is fucking disgusting, bro. This is the person these motherfuckers are rallying behind and running with his false narrative. Let's get one more look at this motherfucker. Booking photo. A little Elm man facing human trafficking charge after police say he drove. Oh, get the fuck out of here. More than 200 miles. Oh, let me pull this up. You part of the team now? What team? Part of what team? I'm not on any team, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? This is the problem. This is my problem, bro. People are too team this or team that. Like, cam up? Okay. I'm not on any team, bro. That's why I said, fuck this white dude, Chud the Builder. I said, fuck him. It's not self-defense. He should face 60 years. Karmelo Anthony, sorry, not self-defense. Should have took the manslaughter charge, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There's a justice system. I know my stash is fire, bro. Just because I have the stash of Chud the Builder doesn't mean I'm on his side. I'm not. That dude can rot in a fucking prison cell for all I give a fuck about. Fuck him. My whole point of the stream is that people, they're either on one side or the other. And it's like, no, bro. Like, it's either in both cases, they're either both self-defense or they're both not. And my stance is that neither one of them are self-defense. And I think people are just letting race get in the way, and they're not looking at the actual merit of the case and the facts on the case. Like I said, if I'm on a jury, I don't know if I'm doing 35. I don't know about 35 years. That's a little much to me, but I don't know, bro. Like I would be willing to hear the argument for manslaughter. I would. But I'm not going for no self-defense. I'm not. I'm just not. Hold some money? What the fuck? Yeah. All right, anyway. So, little man accused. I got the... Yeah. This dude drove 200 miles to pick up an Austin teen. I think the kid was 13 years old. Okay? Took the victim to a hotel to have sex with him. The arrest affidavit for Morris Dwayne Turner. This is where y'all running this narrative. This is the guy. 45 years old. State's police responded to a missing child call around 1 a.m. March 30th. The victim's guardian said he was dropped the victim off at the school the day before, but he had not returned home. The affidavit states the victim returned to school later that day, and another guardian was concerned. He now had a cell phone and multiple hickeys on his neck. Oh, dog. Ugh. How is this guy even free right now? How is he even free to run with these lies and perpetrate these falsehoods, like, to get people to, you know, it's disgusting to me, bro. It's like people just trying to get people divided and trying to get people to fight amongst each other. And it's like, I wonder if this dude was paid, or like, is this like what grift is this? I don't know. Police were able to interview the victim in April and noted he appeared to be afraid to speak truthfully about the events. The victim's guardian consented to have police search the phone, and police were able to track contacts to phone to Turner. After the interview, the victim told the guardian he was being harassed by Turner and Turner picked him up from school and took him to a Motel 6 in Cedar Park. Disgusting. The affidavit states police interviewed the victim around 2 weeks after the initial interview to provide more information. The victim told police that Turner traveled from Little Elm to Austin to pick him up and take him from Travis County to a hotel in Williamson County. Well, it's a different county. I would say traveling over state lines, I know, is maybe that's why he got the trafficking charge for transporting. The victim said he fell asleep after Turner tried to make sexual advances on him, and then he felt he had been violated while he was asleep. Oh, God, bro. Why? Why are you trying to try? That's all right, bro. Everyone can, I welcome everyone in the chat, even the trolls. That's fine. Police said they interviewed Turner, who made several conflicting statements. Turner initially denied meeting the victim and then later admitted to doing so. He initially said he traveled to meet the victim during South by Southwest and admitted to meeting the victim on March 29th. The affidavit states Turner admitted to taking the victim to his hotel and dropped him off at school the following day. Gave him a cell phone, too. Turner was arrested September 15th on a felony charge of trafficking of persons who had been booked. Okay. The kid was 13, I believe. 13-year-old male. I just not say the kid's age in this article, I believe, but maybe because he's underage. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't include the age. But that's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. And that's the guy, bro. That's the guy who led the lie. That's the guy who led the lie that said he saw the footage of what happened, said he saw an 11-minute video surveillance, even though the jury saw the same thing. The jury all saw this video. He's saying he saw a clearer video and from different angles, and what he saw is completely different from what the 21 witnesses and the 12 jurors saw, apparently. I'm sorry. You have no credibility, child predator. Okay? Sorry, I don't give a fuck about what this guy has to say. But a lot of other people do, bro. They're and I'm not even saying they knew. The reason I'm showing you this because I don't think people know where that comes from. So when people are like, oh, he was getting jumped, they put him in a headlock. That's coming specifically from this guy. But it's like a bad game of telephone, bro. It's like one person hears one thing, they say it, another person hears it, they say it, another person hears. So it's like people just parroting. By the time you get 10 people removed, like just like a game of telephone, you get 10 people removed, people don't even know where the initial fucking claim or narrative even came from. They're just stating it as if it's fact. And it's like, no, that came from a pedophile, actually. No, that's some bullshit that came from a pedophile. But, what are you going to do? People are, I don't know. People are so easily, swayed these days, man. It's just like, I'm just so concerned about the future of society where, bro, the fucking Knicks, the Knicks won, right? And how many fucking people were injured? How many shots? And bro, people can't even fucking celebrate a team's win anymore because people just want to fucking while out, bro. But New York Knicks win aftermath. I forget the exact numbers, but it was fucking insane, bro. It's like, and don't get me wrong, obviously in Boston this shit happens too, but like, why? Why? Buses torched, people stabbed. Like, why? Why are people getting stabbed? Because your team won. They didn't lose, they won. My team won. Let's go burn fucking buses and stab people. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think we're at like an impasse. We're at an impasse in our society, and I feel like we should be like coming together, and I think we should all be in agreement. We should all be in agreement that like people shouldn't be stabbing each other, bro. Like, learn to walk away. Or like, bro, what did Craig's pop say? What did Craig's pop say? He's like, oh, you think you're a man? You think you're a man with that knife in your hand? I'm a man without it. It's like, he's like, back in my day, we threw these. Like, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Is that the problem? Is the problem is that we're not showing these kids the hood classics? Is that really what it is? Did Carmelo Anthony never watch Friday? Was that the issue? Like, I'm joking, obviously, but like, for real though, like, no one taught him. Like, I don't know, man. I don't even want to say it's just kids these days, because it's not. Like, I know people always try to say that it's kids these days, it's the kids. Is it, or is it everyone these days? I feel like it's everyone. I feel like it's just the society we live in 2026. I don't even think you can just blame kids, because who's raising the kids? It's these fucking millennial parents, and it's everybody, bro. Like, everyone. I feel like everyone is walking around like hoping for an altercation. No one knows how to de-escalate. No one knows how to think beyond the moment that they're in. Everyone has a fucking ego. Can never have your ego be checked and not do something or show how tough and gangster someone is. Like, it's fucking goofy, bro. It's goofy. Regardless. Chud the Builder, goofy. He's a fucking goofy. I don't care how similar our mustaches look. Okay? He's a goofy. And he was walking around like begging for something to happen, bro. You can't walk around instigating people, begging for something to happen, and then get mad when it happens and think you can just let off not 1, 7 shots. 7. And even hit himself. Someone said even the gun wasn't on his side, bro. Even the gun wasn't on his side. How crazy is that? I died laughing when I saw that, bro. I'm like, oh my god, because one of the bullets ricocheted and hit Chud the Builder. They said, bro, you fucked up when even the gun's not on your side. That's crazy. You sent me a chime for what? Oh, you gonna send me some bread? Nice. We're getting our donations here. I'll put my Cash App. For every Cash App I get, we'll do some more race. No, I'm just kidding. There you go. You can donate to the real. I'm just fucking like, I don't know, man. As the days go by, I just get more and more fucking like, why? And then it's like, it's not even about the case anymore. I feel like people have just, oh really? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not giving nobody money. What the fuck are you talking about? You gotta give me money, son. I just feel like day by day, my hope for humanity is just like gone, bro. It's gone. And I find like people are just, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's like what they're putting in the water, if the chemtrails, the shit they're spraying in the sky, if it's so like us versus them with the fucking politics of left and right. It's so like tribalism to the point where motherfuckers like just want any black person should be able to commit any crime and fuck that, let them off because slavery. It's like, okay. I'm like, what? No. But then other white people, because they're running with like, oh, the black fatigue is so real, to the point where now something happens where like, like a Chud the Builder, white dude shoots a black guy, motherfuckers are like celebrating that too. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, how do we turn this around? How do we turn this around? I don't get it. I don't get how we got here, where it's like these young kids, bro, like 17. Why the fuck? I'm not saying, oh, having a knife on you is like repulsive and no, but like, yeah, again, bro, to stab someone through bone and heart, like, I'm telling you, bro, like, take a fucking folding knife and try to stab it through like a little plate of wood or something, like, the things you break through in karate, those little like blocks of wood. Grab a knife and try to stab it through like a little block of wood. Okay, the stab through bone and heart, you gotta apply a lot of pressure, bro. And it's like, that's not just like, oh, an accident, I swung the knife at it. No, you put two hands on it and you fucking like lunged. Lunged. And if you're gonna stab someone anywhere, like avoid this region. Anywhere in this region, from like the pecs to the rib cage. You should try to like go anywhere away from that, or slash him, bro. You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just like that fucking, what was the kid's name? You know, it's a different circumstances, obviously, but like the Rick Chow case or whatever, the Asian store owner, they like chased the kid out the store. And then like, bro, why is this 14-year-old have a gun though? Like, what the fuck? Like, where are the parents? Where are the parents? I don't. That's what I'm wondering. How the fuck does a 14-year-old even get a gun? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's a discussion for another day. But it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Let me get into a little bit of this. Hold on. Let me play this too first, actually. Here, little.
As you take a live look over New York City at this hour, you can see things are fairly calm, but it looked a lot different over the weekend after the Knicks were celebrating their victory. Fans taking to the streets and chaos erupted. Right now, I do want to bring in Nate Foy over at Fox News to talk much more about the win and also the situation there with the chaos that unfolded. Again, Nate, a lot of different arrests that were made as a result.
Yeah, 63 arrests from the NYPD over the weekend. And as you mentioned, New York City just
63 arrests. Bro, I feel bad. I feel bad for Get Like Pablo. What do you mean? A slimmer body than that, bro. Stop it. Yo, don't be referring to my body size as slim or petite or none of that. That's insane. Hey, yo. Like, yo, Pablo's slim. Slim like shady, dog. What the fuck?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my
God! Bruh, stop it. Nah, yo, we fucking deleting that comment. Yo, you're on thin ice, pal. You're on thin ice, pal. All right, hold on. Let me pull this up. This is a lawyer talking about the Chud the Builder case, because I feel like I don't want to make it just about the Karmelo Anthony. Okay, there's a grander point here. Okay, askalawyer.com. Shut the fuck up. Okay, here we go.
Fucking ass kicked because
this guy's funny. I've watched other videos from him.
Don't hurt somebody else. And if this guy gets his fucking ass kicked because he's calling people names and really offend, and a lot of the people that I know are a little tougher than that, and they don't give the word the power that it used to have at one point. But still, you don't want to do that. I mean, I just don't understand it. So let's watch. He walked out on some bill, and here let's just take a look at what he's being accused of.
You seem kind of upset.
No, you guys filming now?
Yeah. We can leave. Hey, Pajit, calm down. Why don't you go shit in the street? Why don't you go poop in the street? Hey, man, don't get aggressive with me. We'll get up and leave. Thanks for the free food. Hey, Bob's Steakhouse.
Take care of it.
Oh, no, we're not paying shit.
You're not paying? I go get the food.
Y'all are kicking me out, or are we staying?
No, you're paying.
Oh, you think?
For what you got, yeah.
Buddy.
So you can't accept services from whoever and just not pay them. That's theft of services. And you go into a restaurant,
you're not threatening to grape women in my chat, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Order food, you eat the food.
I'm pretty sure I know who that is, but
you gotta pay.
Buddy, I didn't get to enjoy my meal. You're kicking me out. I'm not paying for shit.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he puts this all on camera.
Bob's Steakhouse. Check your Google reviews, little midget guy.
Little midget guy.
You're not welcome back,
We
okay?
poop in the toilets already.
You're not welcome back.
And
Wow, what a piece of shit. So he's like, oh, I'm not paying. If you're kicking me out, I'm not paying for the food. Okay, so that's him walking out on a meal. Yeah. Let's get to the shooting. Okay.
the N-word, I mean, give me a break. Man who instigated racist disputes. This is from, what is this from? This is from the Clarksville now.com. Man who instigated racist disputes charged with attempted murder outside the county courthouse. So he's there trying to defend himself against this bill. 2 people were hurt in a shooting next to the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville. Is it Clarksville, Tennessee? Yeah, in Clarksville, involving Dalton Etherly, a.k.a. Chud the Builder. I don't know how we got that name, Chud the Builder. It seems so odd. Etherly, 28, has been charged with attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, according to Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. He has been booked into the so he booked again into the Montgomery County Jail. So it's unfortunate that incidents like this are happening in our community, said the sheriff. This kind of violence won't be tolerated, and our office will work to make sure that those who are responsible are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Okay, so they're putting Chud the Builder now. Supposedly, what he did was he got sucker punched outside the courthouse, and he whipped out his gun and he shot, and he accidentally shot himself. I mean, more on your bus is leaving. So here's him on a stretcher. Poor me, woe is me. And so this raises a bunch of issues.
A controversial Clarksville online video streamer is now facing an attempted murder charge.
Yeah.
It's the result of a fight.
Yeah, it's insane. Just like fucking, I don't care if it's a joke or not, bro. People throwing PDF jokes around. Like, that's disgusting to me, bro. Stop. You all gotta stop.
Outside the Montgomery County Courthouse that ended in gunfire. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Authorities say Dalton Etherly, also known as
Dalton Etherly. Is that not the whitest name you've ever heard? Dalton Etherly.
Chud the
Chud the Builder.
Chud the Builder, dog.
What? What?
Oh my god, the way he said that's exactly what I was thinking in my head too. Chud the Builder.
Oh, how do you get that name? Also known as Pornstash the Builder.
the Builder and another man were both shot during this exchange. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry has more on the investigation.
Controversial streamer Dalton Etherly, known online as Chud.
Bro, can we stop? Controversial streamer. These people make money by just being a fucking nuisance. Can we call these people what they are? They're not controversial streamers. They're nuisance streamers. Like a fucking Johnny Somali. Remember that kid? He would like go to fucking Asia and he'd just like go around and fuck with people. Just go around and fuck with people on the street. And then he was facing years in jail. Like, bro, all these nuisance streamers gotta go. Okay, you should get punched in the face, and your reaction is to pull out a gun and shoot people. Like, I'm sorry, no, it's not self-defense. You're going around instigating.
The Builder is accused of shooting a man outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. The sheriff's office says both Etherly
and again, you're outside of a courthouse, bro. You know how many fucking cops, the sheriff's deputies, and fucking just scream loud enough, and someone will walk out. Guess what? I don't know if you've ever been to a courthouse, but right through these are the front doors. Right through this door, there's probably going to be a sheriff right there, standing next to a metal detector or whatever. As soon as you walk in, they're going to have you go through, or they're going to pat you down and tell you, hey, take your belt off or anything that's metal in it. There's going to be a sheriff right there. Okay? So I don't, again, back to the 4 proponents of self-defense claim. The imminent threat. You believed your life was in danger? Stop it. No, you didn't. You were fucking waiting. You were waiting for an opportunity to use this gun. That's why you shot 7 times.
And another man were taken to the hospital for medical treatment. After the shooting, Etherly appeared to keep live streaming for several minutes.
Of course he did. Of course he did. After he just fucking shot someone, he kept the stream going. Cha-ching, cha-ching, gotta get that revenue.
In the video, Etherly can be heard saying, quote, "Man, I just pray that dude is going to be all right. I tried to walk away from him." Court records show Etherly was scheduled for a civil debt appearance that morning in Montgomery County. In Etherly's stream, he claimed the incident started after a man laughed at him. Etherly claims he walked away after interacting with the man.
Why? Okay. 2 things. You wouldn't have had court that day if you didn't walk out on that bill. So you're a fucking streamer. You probably make all kinds of money. Why are you walking out on a bill? Just because, they're kicking you out. So there's a lesson right there. Life lesson number 1. Don't do dumb shit. Don't make bad decisions. And you wouldn't have even been at this courthouse that day. Would you? Okay, that's number 1. Could have avoided it all by paying a bill, which I'm sure money means nothing to you. Number 2, this guy laughed at me, and after an altercation or interaction, I tried to walk. Why are you even having an interaction? Because you're streaming. Of course, you're streaming, so you're trying to get interactions. Give me a break, bro. I tried to walk away after you had an altercation. What are you talking about?
Laughed at him. Etherly claims he walked away after interacting with the man. The man followed him and a fight broke out. That's when Etherly drew his weapon. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is pursuing charges against Etherly.
And look, I'm not saying the guy's right for punching him in the face, but I'm pretty sure we've all seen a nuisance streamer and been like, man, I wish someone would just deck this dude. Like, keep your hands to yourself. Like, you shouldn't just go around punching people. But at the same time, I don't feel bad for you, bro. Why did you pull the gun? Why? That's an escalation. It's a non-proportional response. So there goes your self-defense claim.
For criminal attempted murder, aggravated assault.
So when you are a bomb thrower or, a rage baiter, whatever you want to call it, you're going to invite this kind of shit on yourself.
Facts.
And I'm shocked that he's shocked.
Assault and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Etherly is also facing a
and that's where the modern delusion comes in. As the drawing conclusions part is a lot of the stuff we got into at the beginning of the stream. I could have organized this a little more, but then it wouldn't be as unscripted. And I kind of want to just go off the cuff. But the drawing conclusions part came from all these people just making wild assumptions and running with false narratives because someone said it, so someone else said it, so someone else said it. A lot of that's the drawing conclusions, and then just based solely on race, people take a stance based on a thing, and then they just look for stuff to bolster that stance and ignore everything else. They're like a fucking detective with tunnel vision. They're like, no, I believe this person's guilty, therefore any evidence to the contrary I will ignore. And we see that a lot. That's the drawing conclusions. Now, the modern delusion is that people think everyone has main character syndrome, and they think they can just go throughout this world being a fucking nuisance to any and everyone. And that, don't you dare even try to touch me, or else. Like, enough, bro, enough. People have this fucking delusional mindset where they can just do whatever the fuck they want. And then when something happens, they're like, oh no, the consequence of my actions. No, I shouldn't have to face any consequence. I'm sorry, that's not how the world works, bro. Okay? You're a fucking Chun rage baiter. People are going to want to punch you in the face. You're not allowed to just pull out a gun and start fucking shooting. And the fact that 7 shots of one ricocheted and hit you means even innocent bystanders were at risk. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't fucking hit a 10-year-old kid and kill him. So no, you're not allowed to just do whatever the fuck you feel like. And God forbid someone reacts and then you just fucking let off a strap. No. Also, yeah, you're not entitled to just fucking goat someone, hold a knife and say, I dare you, touch me, see what happens. You pussy, you ain't gonna do shit. Stab someone in the heart and then go, oh, but consequences? No, I shouldn't have consequences. I should be let free. Manslaughter, a manslaughter plea? No. The saddest part is that this dude's parents didn't even show up to his sentencing. Like, bro, what? As soon as he got found guilty, they hopped on a plane and left. They weren't even there for his sentencing. That's fucking embarrassing, bro.
Separate criminal case in Nashville. He's accused of refusing to pay a $400 bill to Bob's Steak and Chop House downtown and screaming racial slurs. Ether Lee has over 226,000 followers on X.
Wow, 226,000. That's a lot.
Maybe I'm doing something wrong, bro. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it's the fact that I don't pick a team. Because that's the other thing I see. In the fallout of cases like this, you see a lot of grifters. A lot of grifters latch on to shit and just milk it. Milk the fuck out of it. Now, whether it's like anti-white propaganda or it's, you know, they're chimping out. They're chimping out. You see a lot of videos like that. It's like, it's fucking crazy to me. And how much money these people probably make off the grift, the race grift. That's like, you know, the grift of race baiting is insane. Like, here, I'll show you, it's like an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. Bro. Like, what the fuck? Hold on. Here's the delusion. Here's the delusion. Okay? The modern delusion.
Karmelo ended up stabbing, puncturing. I don't know what this tool was that they talk about, knife or some refer.
I don't know what this tool was, this multi-purpose Phillips head tool, this Allen wrench. I don't know what said supposed tool. I don't know what the mechanics of this. It's a knife. It's not a tool. It's a knife.
Puncturing. I don't know what this tool was that they talk about, knife or some refer to it as a tool.
Okay, let me give some insight since I actually own that exact multi-tool knife.
Yeah.
It's a Walmart special, and the most important part is it has this big-ass blade that locks. It's a knife. It'll kill you.
That is the exact make and model of knife that was used.
Yeah, look at this thing, bro. To call this a tool is just disingenuous. Disingenuous. I can't take people serious or have a reasonable discussion or dialogue with people that go, ew, it was a tool, a multi-purpose tool. You mean a knife? Looks like a knife to me. What tool? What like what are you talking about? A tool? No, you're a tool. Like, stop it, bro. Oh, stabbed or punctured or something. Like, bro, the wording, the way you have to frame shit a certain way. The second you have to change wording around and start to frame shit a certain way. Why? Why are you doing that? That means the facts aren't on your side. Sorry. The second you have to reword sentences and stuff and change facts around, that means the truth isn't on your side. Okay? Let's see what else we got.
About gotta make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth.
Here's Karmelo's parents. Here's the parents of that kid. If there's anyone more hateable on the planet, I don't know. You tell me. But
received a fair trial.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we're gonna keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We will not stop fighting for justice for my son.
Mm-hmm. And as parents, have you all
wait, their shirts say hashtag believe Karmelo. Well, he didn't get on the stand, bro. So believe what? He didn't even get on the stand to tell his side. So what are we believing?
Justice for my son.
Mm-hmm. And as parents, have you all struggled with guilt? You know, asking yourselves, is there anything differently? I know, Kayla, you said you wish you had gone to that track meet. Is there anything that you both wish you could have done differently?
I wish I would have just been rebellious. I was told
what? there anything you wish you would have done different? I would have just been rebellious.
Talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. I feel like it was just a setup. Now, so they told
It
me.
was a setup. It was all a setup. Bro, what are you talking about? The delusion. This is the delusion we're talking about. It was a setup. They set up my son to stab that kid. Like, what are you talking about?
Go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to white attorney. No white attorney, they set them up, pushed them. Hey, here you go. I mean, no objections. It was things smooth. So because as a father of me being who I am, I got to make sure she's straight. This mama, I got to make sure she's straight mentally, because if she's not straight, my house ain't straight. I'm not straight. Then so because I got the kids to worry about. Got to make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth with him right there because his mental can handle it. The misunderstanding of what dad is trying to take. This ain't a daddy moment.
Don't understand. I'm not with it.
I'm not with it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm confused on what the fuck he was talking about there. This is not a dad moment. Like, okay, maybe that's the problem. But yeah, then, you know, you have people that are specifically look for clips like this so they could be like, oh, look at how blacks react. They're chimping out. You know what I mean? It's another grift. There's another grift.
Why do we have to care anymore? Why are we even here? To be honest, why are we here? What are we here for?
Why are we here? Why are we even here for?
What the fuck? You see what I'm saying? Like, bro. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong, you know. Maybe the fact I'm not on a team and I don't do fucking rage bait content for people to just jump on board with, you know. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's my issue. I could be could have 226,000 subscribers. Oh, yeah. It's just like, what, you know, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, it's embarrassing. This fucking country is embarrassing, bro. And social media is just the worst. Social media is the fucking worst. It's like the worst game of telephone ever. It's just people, everyone profiting in some way. You got nuisance streamers. You got fucking nuisance streamers like Chud the Builder just going around fucking with people. You got all these influencer social media people that just wait for in lieu of a tragedy so they can make it about race and fucking have a bunch of people be like, yeah. Like, it's like, bro, what the fuck? The honorable judge pick says we need a do-over. We need a Noah flood, you know? I think we need a great flood and just to start over again. We need to start over again. I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore with this shit, you know? But anyway, in other news, rest in peace, Oliver Tree. Oliver Tree died of some crazy shit with that too. Hold on, let me show you this. It's kind of weird to me that every time an artist goes against a big like company, that they always wind up dying right after. It's a little strange to me. So Oliver Tree died in a helicopter collision. Yes, you heard that correctly. A helicopter collision. So the timing of this is very bizarre. Check this out.
I just got word that my album is no longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled, and I'm parting ways with Atlantic Records. Behind the scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records, and they don't seem to remember that. I have gotten no support. They forgot to ingest multiple songs into the system, which means the songs didn't come out. I had a Valentine's Day breakout song that didn't even get released because someone forgot to put it in. I don't really understand how that's possible. I've made them tens of millions of dollars, but they don't remember that. So the music is owned by them. The remainder of the music will not be coming out. I will always continue to make music. Thank you for everyone who supported me. I can't wait to release more music at some point at a later time, but for now, there is nothing on the horizon. I'm so sorry. I love you guys. Thank you.
Wow. And no, it's crazy. If you look up, if you type in, was Oliver Tree killed? Look what this says. Yes. Yes. American singer and internet personality Oliver Tree was killed on June 14th in a tragic midair helicopter collision. Killed. That's kind of a weird way to say it. Were killed. I mean, like, died due to injuries of an accident? To say he was killed is like, okay, that's kind of strange. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know. We could get into more. I was gonna get into some other stuff, but I'm just fucking tired, bro. I'm so tired of this shit. I just felt like I should speak on some of it. I should have done a vertical live so that way more more strangers would come in and I would say I wanted to hear opposing sides. I was gonna even let people up on the panel so they could, you know. I think an honest dialogue would be cool. But like I said, as long as it has to start from a genuine place. We can't start from a disingenuous stances. Like, you know, I'm open to having a dialogue. But yeah, I will shut down any misinformation that gets said. I will correct in real time because I think that's a problem, bro. We live in the age of misinformation and people just like want you to react. They want you to react and go based off raw emotion or how your biases or, you know, your fucking the most important thing is what color you are and fuck the facts, basically. If you're white, you should be on Chud the Builder's side. If you're black, you should be on Karmelo Anthony's side. Like, it's like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? But either way, when a tragedy happens and someone tragically dies, like, I don't think the answer is like pissing on their grave and going out and just punching people of a specific race. I think that's fucking retarded. So there's that. Oh, nice. They lifted this copyright from this. Good. Okay, so here's a new song, and I'm gonna play it. Yeah. Just breathe. Every now and then, I like to play pretend. This is my life ain't all gonna shit. Here we go again. I'm picking up this pen and I draw inspiration from it. Every little thing is beginning to feel like I just wanna call it quits. I will never give the satisfaction of always giving in. I know all the games that they play, it ain't gonna make a difference anyway. Gotta stay away, cause I know what the road that I paved is the path that I've chosen to take. I don't even know what to say, other than a warning, boy, don't stroll in my way. So get these holes on my face, I don't know much, so much that it's going today. Mic check, are you hype yet? Make sure they're hearing you, incomparable, like comparing a parable to a parable. In the danger area, gotta dare it or I'm daring you, staring to the mirror. Oh, I ain't scared of who, I don't fear the truth. Prepare the troops, all these weird rumors, yeah, here and there, I hear a few. Gonna clear the room, gonna hear a boom. You didn't hear the news? Well, here's the news. Cause they hung up on the fact they couldn't wear my shoes. I'm a piece of bullets when I'm tearing through. My lineage is hideous. I'm listening to village idiots, so I don't give a shit. The pilgrimage for dividends, let the pen up when I will it in, give it in for the million. Every now and then, I like to play pretend. This is my life ain't all gonna shit. Here we go again. I'm picking up this pen and I draw inspiration from it. Every little thing is beginning to feel like I just wanna call it quits. I will never give the satisfaction Father is giving. And what you gonna do? Pretend it's true. I intend to move hands on 10 and 2. Make another move, and then we gonna shoot. Step back at the beat is what this gonna do. Hit the mother low, on the fucking go. Marvel at a kingpin, y'all a bunch of dogs. About to up the dose, get up close. For the snub to your addy, itching to up the nose. Money come and go, for the record that's another soul. Got animals from here to Buffalo. In a jungle of a bungalow. Higher, I got the fire, better tuck and roll. Emphatic, radical, and simpatico. Attracted like a magnet, never lateral. Let the ladder go, know how it ends. Put down the pen, well, every now and then. And you want to pull up, Andy? I was thinking maybe ending it, but if you want to pull up, maybe get your opinion on some things. Or just tell me, you know, how's your week going? The people want to hear from one based Andy. How we doing? I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm chilling. Got some actual days off this week, so that's nice. Another thing, though, I don't like, right, is like I hear a bunch of people saying this. They were talking about, this person's GPA is 3.5, and they don't have any history with the law. They have no press record. Like, okay. Okay, like I've never heard anyone say that about like the Columbine shooters, for instance. No one's ever like, oh, they had a GPA of 3.4 and they had no history of criminal. Like, okay, and then they shot up a school. So who gives a fuck? Why do we care? How is that relevant? Their GPA was. They had no history of, yeah, they're young. If they did have a history at 17, I think that would be a major issue. A major problem. Oh my god, bro. People are fucking weird. People are weird. The shit that people will justify is insane to me, bro. Like, I just feel like as a society, we should all be like, yeah, stabbing someone is bad. Stabbing someone is wrong. Instigating fights everywhere you go, and then the second someone touches you, pulling out a gun and shooting wildly is wrong. That's bad. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Okay? Like someone trying to reason with you or talk some sense into you, and you just violently attacking them for no reason. Wrong. That would be in the wrong category. Oh my god, bro. And it's just like people fucking. It's the Dunning-Kruger. Let's get into Dunning-Kruger a little bit, okay? Because that goes along with the modern delusion. I've talked about it on stream before, but you know, to newer people, if you're not aware, the Dunning-Kruger effect is actually fascinating stuff here, okay? Also, it's proven that logic goes down in crowds. That's why they always say never reason with a crowd. You do it one by one or not at all. Because, people like reasoning and logical deduction just immediately goes down in a crowd because everyone looks to the person to the left and to the right and go, oh, and like, they say you can't reason someone out of a stance that they didn't reason their way into. And I feel like it's very, very on point, you know? A lot of people go based off emotion, and then when they take a stance based off emotion, once they have that stance, short of a fucking miraculous, like, world-altering event that drastically changes them as a person, you're never gonna like no amount of facts or logic is going to change someone's stance. You know, they're firmly pressed in this cognitive bias, and like I said, it would take a complete like overhaul of them as a person. Like, for instance, me having a coma, like that's what it took for me to change my worldview. You know what I mean? So just shoving data in someone's face is never gonna change their opinion, especially if they're in a group setting. But yes, the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias where people with limited knowledge or competence in a specific domain greatly overestimate their skills. Okay? It was basically the people with the least amount of knowledge or skills are the most loud and overconfident. Okay, you see this all the time. See this people talking about shit where they have no idea what the fuck they're even talking about. See it a lot, actually. Because the lack of expertise to recognize their own mistakes, they suffer from a double curse. It means they perform poorly and lack the self-awareness to realize it. How the effect works. The phenomenon was first identified in 1999 by a psychologist, David Dunning, and his partner, Justin Kruger. There you have the Dunning-Kruger at Cornell University through a series of studies on logic, grammar, and humor. They found that participants in the bottom quartile of performance widely overestimated their abilities, while top performers accurately assessed themselves or even underestimated their skills. Low performers believed their skills were far above average. The stages of the Dunning-Kruger curve. That's what this is right here. This curve that you see. Mount stupid. The peak confidence. When visualizing the bias by mapping confidence against competence, the journey usually follows several distinct stages. One is peak confidence. When a person learns a tiny bit about a new topic. So this is the people you have scrolling on TikTok and they come across something, or they watch one Netflix documentary that's completely one-sided and they think they know everything now. And then they run around and parrot that like they're a fucking expert on the matter. You know? Perfect example. People walking around talking about, oh, you're talking to a DA. And it's like, do they even know what a DA even is? Apparently they don't. You know what I mean? That's a perfect example of that, actually. So, because they don't know enough to understand the complexity of the subject. They mistakenly believe they are experts. You know, you'll see that with like a glitch. A glitch. People that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, but, you know, want to get up on panels and speak on it. The valley of despair. As individuals dive deeper and learn more, they realize how vast and complex the subject truly is. Their confidence plummets as they recognize their previous ignorance and mistakes. The slope of enlightenment. As a person continues to study and gain real experience, their understanding deepens. They begin to accurately gauge what they know and what they still need to learn. This would be like an innovate. An innovate is still in the peak confidence phase. Thinking, well, nah, I clearly won. Those rounds were fire enough. Nah, I got you out of here. Still in the delusion, the modern delusion. Okay. Or maybe he's in this stage, the valley of despair stage. I don't know. The plateau of substantiability. True expertise is reached. Confidence levels out, matching the person's actual competence, and they remain realistic about the mastery of the topic. Why this happens? The root cause is the lack of metacognition, the ability to objectively evaluate one's own thought process. I say this all the time. People don't question their own thinking, you know? They don't question their own thought processes. Like if I arrive somewhere, I go, okay, I think this about this. I'll ask myself, why do I think this? How did I arrive here? And then I'll like reverse engineer it to question how I got there. Did I follow logic here? To question the validity of my own stances, as one should, as everyone should, to make sure that you're not just blindly fallen on a stance just because other people might believe it or something. You know what I mean? Or that you didn't bring some outward bias into it. Like, question how you even arrived to a thing. The ability to objectively evaluate one's thoughts, processes, accurately judge your ability in an area requires a baseline understanding of that exact area. Consequently, the blind spots that lead to mistakes also blind the individual to the mistakes themselves. So it's basically saying, like, what you don't know that you don't know it. That's what the blind spot is. You have a blind spot, but then you're blind to even having a blind spot. You understand? Common misconceptions. It is not a measure of intelligence. It describes specific overconfidence in areas where a person is unskilled rather than a general claim about their IQ being low, 190. Even highly intelligent people can fall victim if they assume their expertise in one field automatically translates to another. Yeah, so it's not even saying like, oh, you're dumb, you have a low IQ. Like, highly intelligent people, it happens with, because like, bro, you could be a master coder, but that doesn't mean you're an expert in fucking architecture. You know what I mean? Like, I think the problem is with all the like Law and Order shows, people watch one episode of fucking Lincoln Lawyer and think they know everything. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, therefore habeas corpus. Habeas corpus. Therefore, Your Honor, a self-defense ruling of like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Oh my god, bro. Literally. People saw one episode of fucking Law and Order one time and they think they know everything. How to overcome it? Continuous learning. Assume that there is always more to learn and avoid jumping to conclusions right after acquiring surface level knowledge. Seek feedback. Actively ask for constructive criticism from experts to identify correct blind spots. Embrace humility. Here's a big one. I find this is probably the biggest one. Most people lack any fucking humility, right? They can never, ever approach a situation with an open mind and take the time to examine, deeply study a topic before claiming mastery. So before going, oh, I'm going to get up on this panel, I'm going to talk about this thing. Listen, there's a reason I didn't do this live stream fucking weeks ago when everyone else was grifting and getting a bunch of views. Why would I talk on something that I don't know all the details on? I wait till I get all the details and then we can talk about it. And then even in talking about it, I'm open with like how I got to somewhere logically, why I believe something, and I'm open to challenging my own stances and my own logic on how I got there. But that takes humility. A lot of people don't have humility, okay? Nothing they do or say can ever be examined, analyzed, or broken down, or, you know? Like, no, why question myself? Why question how I got somewhere or my own thoughts? Like, that I feel like that's the biggest thing, bro. People in 2026, there's no fucking humility. There just isn't. A fucking Chud the Builder, a perfect example of an anti-humility world that we live in. Where people just go, oh, I'll just go around and fucking call people N-words and fucking instigate fights everywhere I go. And then the second someone has a fucking reasonable reaction to that, I'm gonna fucking threaten to shoot them with a gun. Like, that's absurd. That's absurdity. And you have no humility, sir. Okay, you're a disgrace to the mustache. You know, people say, like, you're a disgrace to the badge. You're a disgrace to the mustache, Chud. But what do we expect? His name is Chud. He's obviously a Chud. Okay? So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. That goes along with it. That's the drawing conclusions and the modern delusion. I feel like we did a pretty good assessment, drawing the parallels between Karmelo Anthony and Chud the Builder. You know, everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, but I would just ask that you follow logic Like I said, if you can make a logical case, logical argument for manslaughter, I'm open to hearing that. But it's my stance that it's either self-defense for both cases or it's neither. It's either both or neither. And I see a lot of people will take one side on one, but not on the other one. They'll say Chud the Builder was self-defense, Karmelo Anthony wasn't. They'll say Karmelo Anthony was self-defense, but Chud the Builder wasn't. And I would say you can't do that. You can't. It's either both or neither. So that's up to you. But I think to say one is and the other isn't is just blatantly not following the same logic on both cases. Okay, that's why you have the honorable judge pick here, because I'm gonna follow logic, and logic dictates neither one of them are self-defense. Okay, like I said, open to hearing arguments for a manslaughter. Probably should have took a plea. I'm not here to tell you 35 years is enough, not enough, whatever. You all kind of have different opinions on that, but just from a legal standpoint, the legal argument of self-defense and the four proponents of it, they did not meet the requirements. They did not meet the requirements of a self-defense defense. And when you were going for a self-defense in a court, in a trial, the burden of proof is on the defense to present more than zero evidence. That's how it's worded. More than zero evidence that it was self-defense. So once the defense, if they can provide more than zero, which I feel like is a pretty good bar, then it is on the prosecution to prove otherwise, that beyond a reasonable doubt it was not self-defense, which they kind of did in this case. So we'll see how the Chud the Builder case goes, but as far as that, yeah, I feel like the defense just didn't have anything to work with, bro. They didn't have nothing to work with. He would have been better off taking a manslaughter plea of 10 years. He could have been out in 7. Overall, all around tragedy. It is tragic. You know, I hate to see people using it to further divide and cause issues and go out and use it as an excuse to fucking hurt people that had nothing to do with it. I think that's insane and silly. And just as a society, we got to do better, bro. We got to do better. We got to recognize when stuff is not right, and all collectively be like, yeah, you shouldn't be stabbing people. Yeah, you shouldn't be shooting people outside a courthouse, Chud. Chud, you shouldn't be shooting people. Like, shouldn't be instigating shit. And then, you know what I mean? I just feel like we got to do better as a society, and not not just immediately go to violence, bro. Sometimes violence is justified. Sometimes. But in these instances, the escalation was not proportionate to the initial engagement. You know what I mean? Like, someone pushing you or punching you, to escalate that to a weapon is not proportionate. And that's the 4 elements of a self-defense: the imminent threat, proportional response, duty to retreat, and innocence. You have to not be the one who started it. Like I said, the 2 cases we were covering are both stand your ground states. So duty to retreat, you actually don't have to prove. So the three main things for a self-defense plea would be the belief of imminent threat or danger. So it doesn't even have to be true, just that in your mind, in that moment, you believed you were in imminent danger. 2, a proportional response. So, like I said, if you throw a fist at me, I throw a fist back at you. That's proportionate. Now, there is specific instances where bare hands, you could go to like a weapon backstage. I don't see you. I don't see you anywhere. Yeah, there's specific instances, but neither one of these to me fit that criteria. So then those 2 are out. And innocence. You can't stand and provoke someone. Here's the thing: when you know you have a weapon and the other person doesn't, and you are provoking them when you know you have a weapon, and then you turn bare hands to the escalation, you can't then claim innocence. So that's all three: imminent threat, proportional response, and the innocence of not being the provocateur. You lose on all three counts. So you have no case for self-defense. Now, did you mean to kill someone? Okay, you didn't mean to. Then you could go to manslaughter. And there it is. StreamYard says I'm backstage. Well, it doesn't show it to me. It doesn't show you backstage. Hold on. Branded welcome for guests. I don't know. I don't see you, bud. Where are you? I don't know. Try it again or something. I don't know. I don't see you and they. Yeah, try it again. But yeah, there you have it. That wraps up my legal arguments. A legal argument, but also just from a human standpoint. The human argument that, like, what the fuck is happening in the world? And that people should really just fucking keep their hands to themselves, bro. And learn de-escalation, you know? Because my thing is, if it was a cop in the situation, and the non-de-escalation, and just because he got hands put on him, he went to like a baton and it wound up killing someone. I don't see anyone that would be on the cop side in that situation. So, you know, it's like we gotta work on de-escalation, bro. De-escalate, not escalate a situation even further. I think that's a big fucking problem in the world. Like I said, it almost seems like people like wait. Everyone's like waiting for something to happen. Everyone's waiting for some kind of altercation so that they can then whatever take out the aggression of their, like, bro, listen, a lot of people have fucking shitty lives. You never know what people are going through. But, you know, someone's literally sitting there telling you, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Like, maybe walk away. Maybe walk away, you know? Yeah, it is what it is. You gotta live with that choice and go, oh, fuck. I'm sure he's sitting there right now saying, damn, I should have walked away, you know? So let's try to embed that in people's minds before we have to like look at the after view and after effect and go, oh, damn, it sucks that this happened. But the lesson here is, like, it shouldn't have to wait for tragedies to happen to have these lessons, you know? And the lesson that I see people spewing is insane, bro. In the Chud the Builder case, it's like, oh, these fucking animals, they can't keep their hands to themselves, and of course you should shoot them all. That's insane. That's not the lesson to me at all. It's don't go around fucking instigating shit if you don't want people to touch you, and don't like carry a gun specifically hoping something happens so you can use it. That's one lesson. The other lesson I would say is like, oh, we got someone in the building. Hold on. Yeah.
You.
What the fuck is this picture, dog?
Oh, Snack said that he shaved his beard.
What is that? It looks like Lisa Turtle.
Man, it looks like you know how like the Eminem, and you know, like they shaved off the shell, the yellow Eminem. That's the.
Oh, that's insane. So what's goody? What's good?
Yeah. So I don't want to mess none of. I honestly came in, like, I read the title. So I kind of got an idea of what you're asking. Like, what's the difference between the self-defense between the two? Or
yeah, basically, my main thing was saying that, like, people will say self-defense in one but not the other. And my thing is like, bro, it's either neither or it's both. You know what I mean? Like how can you say, this is obviously self-defense, but this isn't? Like, I don't get that.
The only reason why this is just me looking up the differences and everything. All right, so Chud, pretty much, there's been other videos where he's been attentively wanting to provoke people so he can get them to try to lay hands on him so he can shoot, so it can look like self-defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% agree. I made that argument too. So I don't think that's self-defense at all. I think he's a Chud. He was looking for problems. He was walking around holding the gun saying, I gotta do something.
Yeah, because even when they I think the other lawyer, he was talking about how it looked and how like he tried to shift the selfie stick just to try to reach, and that's when the dude went to go punch him and everything. So it was kind of like, no, you was trying to bring a gun into a fist fight. So
No, 100% I agree. But so then I just carry the same logic over to the other case. You know, you have a hand on a knife and you're saying, touch me and find out, do something and find out. Like, that's the same thing to me.
no, I understand the angle. I'm not condoning anybody stabbing anybody. You know what I mean? I was in a school, it was a nice school and everything.
I'm trying to think of the word. You know, I'm all for you having your own stance. I applaud you for having your own opinion. I'm open to hearing.
No problem. The one thing about this situation is there's like just camera footage that has been taken to give more description of what happened, because you know video footage can kind of give more of a perspective for people to get more of a delegation for the case.
100%.
I'm not going to just talk about the all white jurors and all that. That's besides the point. But
they weren't all white though either.
Yeah, I know they weren't. Some people were saying they were.
Like, that's so to me, it's all about just stick to the facts, bro. The second we got to start going to, I hear people saying it wasn't a knife, it was a multi-purpose tool. No, it was a knife. I can show you the exact make and model. It was a knife. Let's stop calling it a tool. All white jury. It's like they were not all white. There was a fucking Asian lady and a Middle Eastern dude, a Latino. Those are all white. What are you talking about? Let's stop with that.
They still got a bias a little bit, and they still kind of think that they're. No, I'm not trying to point no fingers. I love Chinese people. I love all of them, but some of them do be feeling like they.
Asians might be, you know, if you want to make that argument and saying Asians might be a little racist, like, listen, I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Everybody has like a little bit in them. I just think it's how you carry it out. Like if your intentions is evil, you shouldn't really be trying to delegate with the other folk to stay away from. But like if you know what I mean, you just trying to be around people to hate, then
back to the footage though, right? So there's footage that the jury saw. They saw 11 minutes of footage, right?
I know for Karmelo.
Yeah, the video, they don't like, none of us have seen the video, but the jury saw 11 minutes of what happened in the tent from surveillance footage. Now, I know I played this earlier and we broke down. There was someone claiming to have seen footage and it showed him getting jumped and stuff. The person that's saying that is a convicted pedophile. That's the guy that made that up and everyone just ran with it. And here, I'll show you a picture of him right now. There's Dwayne. I showed it earlier too, but Morris Dwayne Turner. The whole, the missing footage of what really shows, it comes from this guy. So my thing is just like, let's stick to just the facts, okay? I'm not taking the word of a convicted pedophile over 21 witnesses and 12 jurors that all saw the footage. You know what I mean? That's my stance.
Yeah, he looked tweaked.
He's a fucking bro. He kidnapped a 13-year-old child, brought him to a hotel, raped him, dropped him back off at the school with a cell phone and hickeys on his neck.
What?
I swear to God, I read the whole case, bro. This is the guy.
Fucking disgusting.
Literally. And this is the person that people are rallying behind and taking his word for it. That there's more footage, that he's the only one that saw it. The fucking defense didn't even bring it up. The defense isn't even mentioning this supposed video. The only thing is, like, I also, you know, there was a kid that like was his friend that he went up and dapped and shit. Supposedly, he was like holding his phone up as if he was recording. And then they asked him why he did that. Like, were you recording or not? And he's like, oh, no, I wasn't. I was just being silly. Now, if someone wants to make the argument that kid did record what happened and then deleted it because it wasn't good or something, I'll believe that. I'll go with that. But I would tend to think if he's friends with the dude and then lied about how friendly he was with him, if he's deleting a footage off his phone, it's probably because it didn't look good for him. You know what I mean? If it showed him getting jumped, which not one person said that. Even the kid he went up and dapped that he knew. No one said that's what happened. So I'm just going by the facts. And the facts is 21 witnesses said this kid was asked to leave 15 times. 15. Put a hand in a bag where he knew he had a knife. The white kid said, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Like at that point, and then he's like, touch me to see what happens. Y'all pussy, y'all football team is trash, all this shit. Like, bro, I'm not saying it's like first degree murder. Like I said, I'm open to hearing the argument for manslaughter. I don't think he meant to kill him. But he pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the heart. Hard enough to go through bone and heart. You had to stab someone pretty fucking hard to do that. So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, so self-defense, like I don't buy it because there's 4 proponents to a self-defense plea, and we went over them. The imminent threat, you have to believe your life is in danger at this very moment, that if you don't do this action, you are not going to make it out alive. And I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. The second is a proportional response. So if I push you, you push me back. Or I push you, you punch me in the face. 100%. That's proportional. If I push you and you pull out a gun, that's not proportional. You've now escalated. You understand? So if I push you, you pull out a knife, that you've now escalated beyond the proportional response. Now, duty to retreat is the third one. But like I said, in this is Texas, stay on your ground. So you don't have to, there's no duty to retreat. You don't have to. But the last is innocence, which you can't be the one who provoked it. And if you're somewhere under a tent, you're not supposed to be. Why the other team didn't have a tent, I don't know. They're dumb for that. I don't know. Where the rest of his team is, I don't know that either. Standing in the rain, I guess. I don't know. But all I'm saying, if it's me, I see a kid I know, I walk up, give him dabs, I'm talking to him. It's a rival school, bro. If you've been to high school, you know whether it's basketball, whether it's football, rival teams, they're going to have some smoke for the rival team. So some kid comes up and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. You get out of here. Bro, as soon as I go, oh, tension's getting a little thick. People don't want me here. All right, I'm gone. I'm gone. The fact that people trying to make it like a race thing, no, I think it's just high school testosterone, rival schools. You know, it was a track meet, so it's the school that they're competing against in this sporting event is there. You think you're gonna be kumbaya with the kid on the other team? No, you're probably gonna be like, fuck you. So once you see that it's heading that way, and 15 times they ask you to leave, like just leave, bro. Just leave. Reaching in the backpack, talking about, oh, touch me and find out, touch me. He's the only one who knew he had a knife. They didn't know he had that. So you have the knowledge that you have a weapon. You know what I mean? That's my whole stance is like, it's no longer self-defense. Because the imminent threat isn't there. Someone pushing you, or even if you're going to say they punched him and put him in a headlock, that's not imminent threat. You believe they were going to kill you? I don't buy it. And then the proportional response goes out the window because a push doesn't escalate to a knife or a stab. And if he was going to pull a knife, he could have pulled it on and be like, back the fuck up, or slashed at them or something. And there's another thing. He's on the track team. You telling me he can't run away? He's on the fucking track team, dog. What are we talking about? Like, I don't know. I think it was 100% avoidable. Is it a tragedy? Absolutely. Do I wish it never happened? 100%. But to make it race-based and act like this kid should just get off entirely, I don't agree, bro. They offered him a plea deal for manslaughter of 10 years. Now, whether you think that's too high, I'll hear the arguments are for less, but I think manslaughter is perfectly fitting under the terms of the law. Acting excessively or recklessly, acting recklessly, which caused the death of another. That's what happened. He was reckless. He pulled out a blade. He was reckless with where he stabbed him, right in the heart, and it caused the death of another person. If he took the plea deal, he would have served maybe 6-7 years. And I think for taking another person's life, I don't think that's that crazy, bro. He's 17 when it happened, right? If he takes that deal, he probably already got 2 years time served. So he'd be out by the time he's 25. He could have been out when he was 25 years old. I don't think that's that crazy for taking another life, regardless of how you got there. I think it got perpetrated by the media, his parents with the GoFundMe and trying to make it a whole race thing. And I think it all got blown way out of fucking proportion, and people were giving him bad advice, bro. They should have told him to take that fucking deal. That's my opinion on it.
So on the video that they showed in the court, that's what happened.
That's what that's what the jury says, and that's what all 21 witnesses that were there say. They say, verbatim, basically this kid, he was talking shit. He said, y'all football teams his ass, y'all pussy, y'all ain't gonna do shit. He had his hand in his backpack, and they were like, you ain't got nothing, you ain't gonna do shit. And he's like, oh yeah, touch me and find out, touch me and find out, touch me. He was asked to leave 15 times. And the surveillance footage, the jury says it shows the confrontation in the back of the tent, that the white kid came up, and either they're calling it either like a shove, like either he like 2 hands on like the shoulders, like shoved him, or like a football move, how you would, like how you come up and just kind of like bump someone with, you know what I mean? Like that's how they're describing it, basically. Like 2 hands towards the kid's shoulders. Then he backs up and, pulls. They see the movement out of the backpack, and they just see people start scattering, because apparently that's when the kid got stabbed. So nowhere does it show him getting jumped. It doesn't show other people jumping in. It doesn't show him getting beat by anyone. No fists thrown or nothing. So if there was some truth to that, and the only person saying that wasn't this pedophile, like I would be more on board to be like, oh, okay, let's hear that. If let's say 17 of the witnesses said one thing, and like 3 or 4 were like, oh, I don't know, it looked like this, and like just went against the narrative a little bit, like I would be more open to hearing like, oh shit, maybe they did jump him, and maybe that was just his response was to pull the knife. Like I would be more inclined to hear it out, I ain't
gonna lie. So certain things I'll try to save on Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with everything that be on there, but certain things, like I'll be like, all right, well, it's something to look back at the question. So
right.
This is one John. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I saved it. I want
yeah, because literally how I came across this case to begin with was like just scrolling and seeing videos of people talking, and the stuff they were saying, I'm like, oh, that's so fucked up, bro. This kid's getting jumped, and like, of course he has a right to defend himself, and that's fucked up. And then the more I like looked into it, just trying to like prove that what these people were saying was true, it did the exact opposite. The more I learned, the more I'm like, that's not what this is saying. That's not what this proves. Where's the proof? Where's the people that are saying that this happened this way? And I just couldn't find it, bro. Everyone that's pushing that is all just parroting it from other people that have heard it from, and I followed it all back to this one source, and that source is a fucking pedophile. So I'm like, okay, so we can throw that out. To me, that has no credibility. you know. And
No, I get that because I ain't hear nothing from that dude. It was this one woman. She ended up there was somebody recording her behind her back. She didn't know, but she was like, "Yeah, I was in the back and I seen the video, this, that, and the fourth, and I just thought she was like the way how she was embellishing it. I don't know, it was questionable. So I didn't really go off of like the impression of like she was automatically telling the truth.
No, 100%.
I'm trying to see if I could find it.
It's the same thing, like, you know, when here's a good analogy, right? Like, you ever gone to school with someone and then like years later you find out someone dies that you went to school with and you didn't really know them that well, or maybe you did, but then you see other people that you know were not close with them at all posting like, oh my god, they post the one picture they have of them and talking about how good of friends they were and shit. Like, there's a thing that happens where people try to insert themselves and things. Like, let's say this girl was like, okay, on the bleachers, but she was sitting somewhere she couldn't even fucking see what actually happened. You know what I mean? But people have a tendency to insert themselves in scenarios to be like, yeah, I was there and I saw footage and you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck? People do all kinds of weird shit, like to insert themselves into, you know, because this is a big hot case. So it's like people are going to, oh yeah, I was there, like type of shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Stuff like that is like, it doesn't really sway me one way or the other. It's like, meh. Like, I go by a court of law. People put their hand on a Bible and they swear that the testimony that they're giving under legal perjury, like no one wants to perjure themselves in court. So if they're going to sit there and say all 21 people, and to me, it's like, did they rehearse this? Did they all get together and say, okay, let's all say the same thing? Like, I don't know.
They all gotta agree on one thing.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I'm just
I believe they be probably talking in the back sometimes, but the thing is, it's like nowadays the court runs off of money in general. So not even just nowadays, it's kind of always been that way. So it's like you can overrule certain things, especially or remove certain evidence that could help you like put in place like some say this to throw people off. And
I don't agree with that either. In some cases, you'll see they'll throw out exculpatory evidence and be like, no, you're not allowed to show this to the jury. Like, what? No, in my point of view, any and everything should be able to be shown to a jury. They're deciding your fate, bro. If there exists some evidence, you should be able to show the jury. Like, period. I hate when they do that in cases. Like, no, you're not allowed to show this or that. Like, I can't stand that shit. My thing, though, is I just feel like, regardless of people's stance on it, like I said, if you don't think he should have got this amount of time, you like whatever. People are allowed to have their stance. But I just, when I see certain people that it's clearly to them, it's like it's a race thing. And if you swapped the exact scenario happened in reverse, and it was the black kid that was with his brother and asked him to leave and just put his hands on it and then got stabbed by the white kid, they would not have the same stance. They would be singing a completely different tune, talking about justice for Carmelo Anthony the other way because he got murdered and this white dude needs to pay. Like, and you know, well, I'm not bugging on that.
That kind of did happen. Like it kind of did happen, but it happened so fast to the point where like it was just swept underneath the rug. I got the actual John, but it's the thing is, it's like like you said, I just don't believe he should have got that certain amount of time. I feel like you can't really tell a person how they feel if they feel threatened. His parents already felt like they didn't even really care or to really listen to him.
Right.
So it's like I don't really know his situation. Like I've seen a lot of weird shit when I was in high school. I know you have. So It's just like anything goes. I don't really know, and I'm not excusing what happened. But the thing is like the amount of time. The one dude that pretty much kind of almost did the same, he killed somebody around the same type of the age and everything, but there was vice versa, races and shit. And he got like 7 years.
Yeah, see, I don't even know what case we're talking about. So the fact that
see if I bring that up.
The fact that it's this publicized, and I think my whole thing is just like you said, the years, right? Okay, you don't think he should have got them, and I even said that earlier. I said 35. Do I agree? I'm like, I don't know. If I'm on the jury, like I'm probably going more towards a manslaughter, more like 8 8-ish years, I think is more fair or something like that. But my gripe is with the people that I know for a fact. Like, I'm talking about these professional, not like just a you or me, like not just like regular people. I'm talking about people that their entire like mission statement is to grift, and every time something happens, they use it to like push whatever bullshit narrative because it's profitable. And when I see these people that I know for a fact, if it was the other way around, they would be on the other side, just whatever side the black person's on, just to perpetuate more fucking division and more race baiting, and how you should be scared. You can't even, being a black person in America, you can't even go to school, a track meet anymore without getting stabbed. Like that's ridiculous, you know.
There's been I get all that, but the thing is, like, we also gotta go off of like other things too, because like they're like rage baiting on Twitter a lot right now, and I've been seeing like the slow little pokings of the bear. You get what I mean? Like, it's not like we gonna really say anything because we want peace, and everything to us is joke, it's comedy. But the thing is, we're all content at this point. Nobody's better than anybody else.
That's why
So
I
it's
can't
just like,
go on Instagram, because it's like you said, it's nothing but fucking rage bait, race baiting bullshit. That's these Chud the Builder types. That's why I wanted to, because I haven't seen anyone kind of like make any connection or parallels between the cases. And I wanted to bring it up specifically because I felt like on one side, it's people that are like, you know, I'm not saying it's everyone, but there is people that are like, yeah, fuck that dead white kid, blah, 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 like celebrating. And then on the other side, you have the Chud the Builder fans that are like, oh, look, these people, oh, they're chimping out, and you should fuck that, shoot them. Like, you should have aimed higher. We should, like, and it's disgusting to me on both sides, bro. It's like, we're celebrating the death of people or them getting shot based on their color. Like, this is fucked, bro. Like, and it's just, that's why I said, and I mentioned social media. It's like, it's a fucking barren wasteland right now, bro. I can't even go on Instagram and watch like cat videos these days without it being fucking, I don't know, bro. It's just like this younger generation, it feels like just a whole different type of vibe, a whole different, you know. It's not like when I went to school in the 90s and shit, in like early 2000s, there was never like any like race shit in the whole school. Like, my best friends, one was Korean, one was Puerto Rican, like fucking the other was Dominican. Like, everyone just hung out with each other, and there was no big like race shit like that. You
but
know?
this is the thing though. You're not born with it. It's promoted, and the thing is, it's installed. It's not like if we would have went to the school, I'd have been cool off of the rip. You know what I mean? Like, we had same class, whatever. Lunch, whatever, probably different lunches, that type of shit. Like, next year, same shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just school. Like, we all the same. Like, we're all kids. But the thing is like, it's what socialism promotes over in due time. Like, what is profitable to the ear, what makes people want to like start like pumping blood, if you get my drift. Like people have like this thing where like this eerie feeling where like they want to just like start fighting again. And it's like, where's this coming from? You're mad at the wrong people. You're not really understanding that the enemy's right in front of you, but you're looking at us.
That's what I'm saying. And I said that earlier. I said, I feel like, and I can't even say it's kids these days, because I go, it's not just the kids, it's everyone. Everyone's walking around like waiting for something to happen so they can like react. It's like I feel like people are like looking for problems, and I don't get it. I don't understand the like mindset. Like, and it's profitable. It's definitely profitable, especially for social media. Like you said, I think that's the perfect word to use. It gets the blood pumping. It's this innate like emotional responses, and to me, it's like it's so clearly pushed on purpose. You know, like if you go on YouTube or any social media, you're gonna get stuff like suggestions are gonna be different than mine. I've seen it happen even within couples. If I go on, it's gonna be like, why women are trash, why you can't trust women, say my girlfriend goes on and say like, why the top 10 lies a man will say, and you know what I mean? Like, it's targeted specifically because Google has your information. They know that you're a male. They know that you're, you know, whether you're white, whether you're black, they target you specifically and send you shit like knowing that it's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, so the fact that it's like profitable, it's like, okay, so everyone just gets blinded. It's the same thing with left versus right, and everyone's fucking fighting over the dumbest shit. My side, my side, your side bullshit. Meanwhile, we're all getting fucking our pockets fucking graved. We're getting our images taken. Like, there's a camera on every street. Fucking our devices are listening to us. Did you know that, like, if you order food on like Amazon, say you order groceries, right, on Amazon, depending on what you order and how much, they'll change the price for you specifically. But, oh, she orders a lot of this kind of dog food, so normally it would be like $5.50, but for her, since she buys a lot of it and that's kind of only what she buys, we'll make it $5.80. Like, they do that. They do that shit. So it's all like targeted to, and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. Like,
No. You know what's even more creepier? It's like a parasite, because now it's like it could go off of like how you speak in your tongue on like what's the next thoughts that's in your brain, and then it will put it on like, yeah, like literally no, like if you read like their thing, like it'll literally tell you. So it's like a pair, like mostly iPhones, not really like Galaxies yet. Galaxies have like their own thing, but iPhones mostly.
Yeah, that's why I'll never get an. And I'm not saying Android's so much better. Probably do the same shit.
No, it's not, but it's enough. It's something for right now.
And flip phone, honestly, bro. Like, and I know some people say like, oh, so what? Oh, they have our information. So what? Like, if you're not doing anything wrong, if you're not plotting treason, like, who cares? It's like, really, bro? I should be free to be able to plot treason without being spied upon. We live in George Orwell, 1984, bro. The thought police.
The first time I seen the Uncle Sam pointing at you, it makes sense now. It really makes sense now. Like, like he's everywhere.
That's crazy.
It's fucked up.
I just think that, like, because if you look at like how many murders happen, how many fucking across America, it's like, bro, probably since we've been up here having this conversation, there's probably been 3 murders, right? And it's like only certain shit gets covered a certain way because, you know, it's like, oh, well, this victim isn't fucking white enough, or this victim isn't. Oh, well, the perpetrator, oh, they're an illegal immigrant. Well, that doesn't fit our narrative. So, like, you know, like certain shit just like won't get covered. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like we hyper focus on certain cases. Not that we shouldn't. Like, every case should be, you know, held to a standard or put under a microscope by all means. But I just feel like it's like convenient selection for to perpetrate, like, you know, more fucking race baiting, you know? Because I see like these graphs, it's like, is Chud the Builder innocent? Should he be like free? And the fucking numbers are insane to me. It's like 65% of people saying, yes, he did nothing wrong in self-defense. Like, how can you say that? How can you say that? Like,
well, that goes to show that there's people that feel the way they feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people just want to fight against the grain, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I never put past anybody when somebody tells me how they feel about somebody. You get what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
And it's like,
what you're using, no, feel. We're talking about like in the
logic.
Emotions aren't supposed to come into play in the justice system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But if I'm emotional, I got this money and I'm spending on a decent lawyer, I don't know, man. I could do a lot of things. Especially if like you kill my son. I don't know, man. And like I'm going on the media tour talking shit about Watermelon Felon And I got what's his name? Charleston White. He was supposedly for the family, then he just changed up on them and shit. Charleston White changed up just because he's
bro. He's a grifter too.
Charleston, yeah, he's a pure grifter. I don't believe nothing that nigga really be standing on. I really don't.
I saw one of the first videos I saw. He was sitting there telling the stories like these two big brothers, these 260, and they came up to this little guy and they bullying him for no reason, and they attacked it. Like, and his version made no fucking sense at all. And then people were trying to call it like a cleat sharpener at first. The night, a cleat sharpener. Like, stop it. Like, and then just turn around to go the other way. But there was like, and I even pointed this out. There was lies like even just about the family, about the GoFundMe. And the fact, they got him a public defender. Like, that's not true. His lawyer used to be a public defender in 2009. He is rated like top 5 lawyers in the county, in the area. So it's not like they just got him some shitbag lawyer. Like, they did get him a good lawyer. They didn't just take the money and spend it on. They bought a Range Rover and moved to a new place in a gated community before they even had access to the GoFundMe money. So it's a lot of misinformation on every side, bro. And my thing is just like, let's just go with the facts. The fact. If you want to argue this side, whatever, but just stick to what's true and stop running with salacious headlines or just because you heard fucking Charleston White say it on a fucking Vlad interview or some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, I was going off of I didn't really believe anything he was saying, but I was going off of his words and shit because he flip-flopped on both ends. Like, at first he was for the family, then he just flip-flopped. Like, I got no emotions about them. I don't really care. Even before this situation, this nigga, I didn't like how he would come off talking about little white girls and this, that, and the four. I didn't like that because that was disrespectful. Like, he talking about how like I don't want to say it. I'm not trying to mess up your channel, but like you got like very disrespectful shit. Like, I didn't like that.
Let's leave the kids out of it. Even when like two big like YouTubers and shit are beefing, I hate when they bring the kids into it, bro. It's like, leave the kids out of it.
No, it wasn't even like that. It was like he was on a live, right? And like he was talking to like the people on his live stream and shit, and then he just started talking about like how he just started hating certain people and this, that, and the fourth. He was like, if I hate you that much, then I go after your daughter, your little white daughter. I don't care about those, this, that, and the fourth. I'm like, yo, this thing, yeah, I'm not listening no more. I was like, yo, you tripping. I
One thing though, I did see, you know, like you said, someone kills your son, you're gonna be mad about it, right? You're gonna be like, well, fuck this type of shit. But from what I saw, and again, I'm not defending this dude getting up and saying what he said after, but initially his first press appearance, the Austin Metcalf's dad said, he's like, oh, I forgive the kid who killed my son. And then he went to the when the other family was having a press conference, he went there to meet with them and they wouldn't let him in. So it's like, initially your son gets killed, you're saying you forgive the person who did it, you're trying to meet with the other parents, probably to like, you know, heal and be like, listen, it doesn't have to be that. But now where he went afterward, and because people fucking he got mad death threats, people broke into his house and all kinds of shit. So if he gets angry and starts saying shit he shouldn't say, like, listen, I'm not on board. But I don't think, you know, a kid just lost his son too. So it's like vilifying him when initially he was trying to go about in a peaceful way and forgive and shit. Like, I don't know, man.
Look, I don't understand either. I think they should just let him like grieve. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be. I don't understand.
They shouldn't even be interviewing him, in my opinion, because he's grieving. He's probably hurt. Who fucking knows? Like, I don't even know what I would say. If someone hurt my fucking kid, like, I don't know what kind of dumb shit I might say ragefully in the moment. And I feel like it's more propagating, more like, oh my God, look. And they're like, just to get people to fucking fight amongst each other. And it's like, you know, I wish he never said it because I feel like it all distracts from the tragedy, you know, and people are running with, well, his dad said this. It's like, okay, well, what about the kid that died? Like, what about the kid that's facing fucking 35 years? Now we're making it about the parents and shit. Like, I feel like it just distracts from the actual tragedy, and it's just to
Yeah.
perpetuate more bullshit and to keep us fucking fighting amongst each other. Like, that's why I don't know. I'm not saying I have the answer. I don't know what the answer is. I guess turn the fucking TV off, stop watching it. Like, I don't know. Or maybe get together and have fucking dialogues like this. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but
I've heard a lot of lies and like I don't know, like even like the fully white circles, like they be bugging. Like I seen this nigga in a rabbit suit, a pink rabbit suit, and I don't know what, like the way he was talking about the situation, they were jumping to different topics, and then he went right back on it, and they just this one person was trying to argue with the one dude because he was making like a very like stance, like a very strong stances when he was talking to him about, but he was just like they were just. I don't know. It just was never coming to an agreement on anything. It was just like a weird situation. And then it's like there's these other ones. So I just went right back to listening to music and science and all that shit. So
right.
I don't know. It's just
normally, and I started the stream by saying like normally, you know, I don't cover a lot of stuff like this. And the reason I don't is because I'm not tuned in like that. I don't watch the news for a reason. My algorithm on YouTube and shit is like so specific because of the stuff I watch daily, where like I don't even be getting recommended certain shit. And it wasn't until it, like, you know, I just kept seeing like misinformation on both sides, and I kept seeing the blatant like fucking race baiting and grifting, so much grifting off it. That's when I was like, all right, bro, like, can we have a fucking honest conversation? If we're gonna talk about it, can we have an honest conversation? And like, because so many people I feel like are approaching it from a disingenuous place where it's like they have their mind made up and then they're just looking for everything to affirm that and nothing else, you know?
I think it's because a lot of people just have like a lot of like disbelief in the justice system right now. It's a lot of things going up and down. A lot of people getting pushed back from other cases. Like I think rape is on an all-time high. It's just like a lot of shit going on. Like everything's getting backed up. But besides it, it's just like everybody's like it's like a melting pot, and certain people. I'm just saying, like everybody's just doing like a lot of shit to where like they're trying to push like this raise bait to everybody. Like they're just trying to fight everybody. Like just for it feeds a narrative because of what's going on in the Middle East. Like they're trying to bring back what was here before. They're trying to like separate like the states.
I know
they already partially did it.
Meanwhile, it's like whites and blacks, and with the Rick Chow case, now it's like blacks and Asians, they're beefing with each other. Meanwhile, we got all these fucking illegal immigrants trying to take over our whole country, and fucking we're not even focused on them. We're focused on each other. Meanwhile, they're taking over our neighborhoods and turning into Sharia law and shit. And it's like, oh my god, the enemy next door. But I do want to say back to a point you said. Do you think it's like just recently though, like with the justice, like the justice system has always had flaws. Like there's always innocent people.
No,
like the Central Park in the 80s and fucking there's all kinds of innocent people where I could go on Netflix right now and see 10 documentaries about innocent people that spent fucking 35 years in prison and shit. Like, so I don't think
but they're trying to promote it like even more stronger for the people. You know what I mean? Like it's how like which one they want to promote to get people more rowdy the most. You know what I mean? Like they're like nitpicking on what stories they want to actually have for the people to like dissect.
That was my point earlier. It's like, bro, it's a million fucking like probably 100 murders a month happen, but it's what ones they like a specific narrative that they want to push, they go with type of shit. So I don't know, man. It's rough. I mean, it sucks, but also though, even if it's like may not be perfect, I do feel like America has the best justice system out of any other country. Like, I don't know if I want to be on trial in fucking in any other country. Like, you remember Amanda Knox when she was facing trial in what was it, Italy, in Italian court? Oh my god, bro! You got 3 fucking dingbats in wigs deciding your fate, and it's like, it's not even like innocent until proven guilty. It's like it's like the opposite. It's like, oh, some foreigner, you have to prove your innocence, basically. And it's like, oh, a 2 to 3 majority ruling, you're gonna spend 50 years in jail. Like, what? This shit's crazy. So I think America definitely has the best justice system. That doesn't mean it's perfect by any means, but
It's just the only reason why like certain places have rehabilitation type places. Like, you know what I mean? Jail's not like for rehabilitation. It's like technically just making you learn how to survive on any means.
I've had that discussion before too. I said, like, what? And I had this discussion with a lawyer too. My uncle is a lawyer. I was like, is jail supposed to be punishment or rehabilitation? Because in a lot of cases, you'll see it's like people just want someone to be punished, you know? And it's like, oh no, they did this, they need to sit there for 30 years. And it's like, to rehabilitate, or are they being punished? You know what I mean? And I think there is like a use for both of them. Like in some instances, yeah, motherfuckers need to be punished. Like, bro, if you do some atrocious shit, I don't think there is any rehabilitation for you. I think you've forfeited your right to be among society, and in that sense, yeah, punishment. But in other cases, like, it should be leaned more towards rehabilitation for sure, especially like younger offenders. Like, you know, when you see 15-year-olds getting tried as an adult and shit, it's like that kind of defeats the purpose, no? Like, you're gonna tell me this?
Yeah, because you're literally throwing them in the wolves. You're throwing them like literally with the wolves, literally like grown ass men and shit.
So I mean, it's definitely room for I mean, in the prison industrial complex is fucking, that's a grift in itself, bro. That's a grift in itself, is people making money off prison labor and shit. So
Oh yeah, no, they got like a slave labor area now for certain people. It's crazy.
So there's definitely room for jail reform and shit, and, you know, to be more you know, where we send people. But as far as like the court system itself, like I don't know. I'm not saying like I would want to be on trial for murder. Like, oh, I trust it so much that, you know what, I would put my life in the fucking jury's hands. Like, it's not something you want for sure, but if you had to defend yourself in any country, I feel like America's probably the best one to be on trial. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, I don't even know. I just feel like you got enough money, the possibilities are endless.
it is definitely a money thing, because with good monies come good attorneys, bro. And a good attorney knows how to
Sway the people.
Right. There's a saying. I'm trying to remember what the saying is now. They say, if the facts are on your side, hammer the facts. If the facts aren't, like, hammer emotions. Like, you know,
Hammer emotions. Yeah.
If neither are on your side, hammer the table. Like, bro, that's such a good quote. I'm butchering it, obviously, but basically it's saying, like, bro, if the facts of the case are on your side, then you stay on that and you don't let go. If the facts aren't really, then tug on people's heartstrings and make it emotional and all this shit. And if that ain't on your side, then just fucking be loud and bang the table and be like, God damn it, blah, blah, blah. Good lawyers know how to make it like about any, like, bro, even regardless of all the facts we just laid out, the 21 witnesses asked 15 times to leave, the provocation, like, a good lawyer, I feel like they wouldn't have went for a self-defense claim. They would have went for manslaughter, and a good lawyer could have got him maybe like 3 to 5 with time served already, you know, and he could have got out in like a year or two. I feel like if the lawyer just argued it better, you know, tug on somebody, be emotional, be like, man, this is a young kid, in one moment, you know, like tempers flared, rival school track meet, you know, he's there just saying hi to a friend, and if tempers flared, and, you know, there's only once, he didn't stab him 5 times, you know, he only stabbed, like, you could definitely make an argument that I feel like would land with some people. And they always say all you need is one juror, bro. All you need is one. You don't need all 12. You just need one. If you got one, let's say 11 of them all said murder, right? And you get one, all it takes is one to say manslaughter. And then they can't go with murder. It's not a majority. It has to be unanimous. So all you need is one, bro. All you need is that one juror. You know? So just walk up, especially during the opening and the closing, you get to approach the place right in front of the jury box. So you can get right up in front of them, like a foot away, like choose one, hone in on one, and like look them right in the eyes and fucking, you know, try to get some emotional, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ain't no sympathy for the devil. That's some old ass one. But that's also why I put that in the title, though, the sympathy for the devil, because I feel like the fucking the Chud the Builder shit is just fucking really irks me. The way people like just run with that, like, and then the like, I don't know if you've seen this, but like, bro, people are taking pictures of like pissing on the dead kid's grave and shit. And there's one video, this dude walking up to some random guy, random dude just sitting outside, like, he's like, yo, you were on the jury selection? And he's like, what? He's like, you were on jury selection. Punches him in the face. And then some lady's like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. And then the guy's like, oh, my bad. Oh, you weren't on jury selection? My B. It's like, what? Now we're just like going assaulting random people because you think they were on jury selection? Or
That's fucking retarded.
right? That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I get being mad. I get being emotional or whatever. Like, you
Don't be
don't think
attacking the wrong people.
people had nothing to do with it, bro. The guy's just sitting there doing nothing. And now, like, it's like, what the fuck, bro? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, you know? And that's really what made me want to, like, have the conversation about it. Because it's like, bro, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like, I'm not just going to start walking on the street and just fucking any black person I see start punching them because, are you the dude? Are you the dude that fucking hit Chud the Builder? Like, that's retarded, bro. That's fucking retarded. Oh, my God. I don't know. I just hope for, like, some semblance of society, bro. It just feels like we're getting further and further apart from, like, communities, you know?
Yeah, it's all purposely done. You know what I mean? You just gotta stay true to who you are at this point, and then hope like whatever you say out your mouth, people can receive it and not just think that you're just critiquing or you're just trying to hate or anything. Sometimes knowledge is key, and if you're not fully like in belief in me, do your own research type shit. And sometimes I gotta do more research too, so type shit. So
that's another thing. I was like hoping people would have opposing arguments. So I'd be like, okay, let's get into that. Let's look that up because, bro, I'm just a dingbat too. Like, I've never claimed to be some super authority that has every bit of knowledge. I just do the very base minimum that I feel like anyone should do if they're going to talk about something is look into it and find out the facts and find out maybe stuff you heard that isn't true. Maybe, you know, like, and acknowledging that, whether it goes against whatever side you might be on, whatever narrative, like, be willing to listen to oh, wait a minute, maybe that's not true, or maybe this is the fact, maybe what was reported on before isn't correct, type of shit. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's just the base minimum that people should do if they're going to engage on a thing, or else it's just disingenuous. Like, you know, how can you claim to have a stance on something if you're not even open to the actual facts and you're just going based off of what someone said before that? And I said that about both ways because, like I said, people like running with that thing about, oh, his parents in the GoFundMe. And it's like they didn't even bother to look up if that's true or not. And the same thing, the all-white jury. It's like, bro, that's not even true. Just simple Google search before you run with shit that's not true. And then more people hear that and they think it's true just because they heard it. Like, It's just like a bad game of telephone, bro. And it's like, I don't know. I refuse to take part in that.
It's just I think there's like it's a how can I put it? Like there's certain age gaps that still around. They're now on certain platforms that have their biasness, but they have like a certain grittiness of a certain understanding of their life back then. If you get my drift, so they kind of like still hold that core. Like I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't want to like.
No, definitely. If you're fucking 80, if you're 80 now, and you grew up in like antebellum South type of shit, like, well, not but you know what I mean. Like, you're gonna have different beliefs and shit than someone that was born in 2012 or something. Let's say, like. So yeah, I feel like some of it's might be age gap. Maybe some of it's like geography based, like where you grew up type of shit. I'm gonna be honest, like I've never even been to a track meet, so I think right then and there, people talking about like how a track meet's supposed to go and shit. I'm like, were you on a track team? How the fuck do you know? I don't know. I've never been on a track team or been to a track meet, so I'm not gonna like I have any idea.
Hey, what's wrong with Andy? Why am I slow now? What's wrong with Andy?
Andy, bro. The irony. Andy, you talk slower than anyone I've ever met.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't get it.
Go for it.
Hi, man. Hi.
Sir, Pablo. The thing about that.
You sound like that younger guy off of Family Guy. Like no, like that old man. You got pretty far today. I see how you moved your legs. Look at that.
Space Andy's the guy from Family Guy. That's fucking hilarious.
Whistle, bro. Whistle.
Are you sure that you know I He's like, yo, he just got you with that one.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I'm retarded.
No, I thought this was
guy.
a dope conversation, to be honest.
Yeah. I just wanted to give perspective and everything because I was going to do a live about it. Not this week. I'm still trying to gather as much whatever just to. You know what I mean?
That's also why I didn't rush to do it, and I had time today, so I figured I'd get into it. But we could do another one for sure. It's more. I know he's filing an appeal right now, so, and also like the Chud the Builder stuff when that comes out. So because perfect example, right? And I don't know. Maybe we'll get into this case another time, like the Rick Chow case. I don't know how familiar you are with that shit, so. I just started doing like a dive on that. But originally, when that first happened, all I kept hearing was, oh, this kid, he got killed over a water bottle, $1 bottle of water. That's so fucked up. And this dude sat in prison for 3 years awaiting the trial. And it wasn't until after the trial was over that we finally heard about this gun, the gun the kid had. And I'm like, oh, okay, that drastically changes things. So that's why I don't like talking about shit before the trial because you never know what evidence is like not being said, not being presented, and to just run with stuff before you even hear about like a major proponent like a gun. It kind of changes things a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Now, again, we could get into that case another time or whether you think like shop owners should be chasing people off their property type of shit. Like, that's a different conversation, but as far as just the facts of like the matter that you're speaking on, like sometimes it's not until it goes to trial till you hear about some of the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they said they seen that nigga run after them. Like he had a gun on him, but he said he stole a water bottle. I know he had the joint on him, but you went initially after him for the water bottle, but he never took the water bottle. So it's like, I guess to the eyes of the people, it's like, oh well, he kind of just stopped at him. It's like he was a kid that was scared. He didn't shoot back.
No,
like I don't.
I'm not defending like chasing him off the premises. But once a gun comes into play, like I don't know. I don't know.
It's a
I'm not there.
gamble.
If someone, I don't know if he picked it up because they said it like fell out of his hoodie pocket. If he picked it up and tried to put it back in, or if he put like, I don't know. Once the kid picks the gun up, you're scared. Like I don't know. It's a fucking tragedy. All I know is when I watched that footage of in the store, I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? He was being a sketchball. Now, whether he stole the water or not, he's walking around the whole store being weird. He fucking opens the fridge, like grabs the water, puts it back, grabs the water, puts his hand in his hoodie, goes back, puts the water back, puts his hand in his hoodie pocket, like 4 or 5 times. And I'm like watching it, like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Like, I'm not saying, what happened should have happened. Obviously, it's a fucking tragedy. But as the younger shop owner kid, just like watching, I'm not mad at him being suspicious because the kid was acting fucking weird as fuck and mad suspicious.
No, I get that.
So did he actually? I think it came out that he didn't steal the water, but he was being weird. So I'm not mad at him. Them trying to talk to him at the doorway, going, "Hey, you got something? You got something in your pockets?" Like, because if you just let people steal from your store and don't do anything, like you're gonna go broke if all the people are gonna come there and steal. So I'm not mad at them trying to stop him, but then the chasing him out of the store and shit, like, yeah, like once it gets to that point over water, like, bro, maybe leave it alone. Maybe don't fucking chase the kid down. Like that's a little excessive.
Like I ain't gonna hold you, Jay. Like when I was like when there was kids doing that shit, like around my way and everything, all they did at the store is they took pictures of them, and then when it came back, they couldn't come back in the store, and that was it.
100% back in the day. And well, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I never stole shit from a fucking convenience store. 100%. But also, that's how I know when I'm watching someone who's being sketchy. Like, because I'm like,
no, yeah.
I was a teenager too, and I fucking stole shit, and like, I don't know what the kid was like there for initially. If it's like, if you're not buying anything, I don't know if I'm not trying to say shit that's not true, but from what I remember coming out, that he didn't even have money on him. I think, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but if that's true and you didn't have money and you go to the store and you're walking around looking for shit and you're like, grabbing water bottles and putting them back and putting your hand in your hoodie pot, like, and apparently you have a gun in there, you keep putting your hand in your pocket where a gun is, like, what are you doing? What are you doing in the store if you're not trying to buy something? Like, I don't understand. You're just being weird. Like, he was being weird. I don't know. That's the best way to describe it. He was being kind of sketchy in the store. Now, if you want to question him at the door, absolutely. Once he starts running, chasing him down over a fucking water bottle, like, I don't know. Clearly,
no, like the way he chased that nigga down was the way how like he must have been traumatized. Like he must have got his ass beat prior by like a group of niggas, and he was like, never again.
Maybe. Honestly, you know what? I think it's more the old man. He's probably been, I don't know where this store is located or whatever, how long it's been there. But like you said, sometimes Asians, older Asians especially, they might have like, specific prejudices. And, maybe some of them, look, listen, I made a joke earlier that Karmelo should have watched Friday to hear Craig Pops go, you're a man with that knife in your hand. I'm a man without it. He's like, you win some, you lose some, but you win to fight another day. I made that joke. I said, yo, this kid clearly never saw Menace to Society. Like, hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy. That's crazy.
I think the problem is we're not showing the kids the hood classics, bro. Because if this kid saw Menace to Society and Carmelo Anthony saw Friday, I think neither one goes to those extreme lengths.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like I feel like it's like when somebody wants to invest in how like your lingo is in the area and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I could talk to you like a regular person, then cool. Like just like cause like some of the Chinese spots that I used to go to, like they used to be like some of them was quiet, you know what I mean? Like the barbershop joint, like I probably went there like only for like a year, and then I started cutting my own hair and shit. And then it was like the other spots, like the corner spots, the what you call it, like they had like smoke shops too, but like it was just I don't know, like they were like welcoming. It wasn't like oh, I was nervous to walk around this shit.
Right.
And then it was like, but like, you know what I mean? I always kind of had a problem more so with the people it's like my people, but there was moments with other shit, but I ain't mad at it. I just feel like, you know, we always be put in like in a space and we don't know what to do until the moment's there. And then when it happens. So you don't really.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, you have to put your, so again, though, I think that comes back to specifically talking about like a jury of your peers type of shit, which, by the way, the Constitution only guarantees that you have an impartial jury, not of your peers. That comes from the Magna Carta in 1215. We went over that earlier. But the whole thing of a jury of your peers. So in that instance, then you would have to have an entire jury of people that have been on a track team, that have been in an altercation with a rival school member. Like none of us have been in that exact instance. You know what I mean? That's what I said about like the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd trials. And so then you'd have to have 12 jurors that are all police officers that have all had to like go through a similar thing, restraining a suspect. Then if that's your argument, then you'd have to have lived, and no one's lived your exact experience. So you have to do your best to like understand how what happened and shit. And you know, it's just like, I don't know, like, but especially that case, like I said, chasing him out of the store, excessive. I think the older Asian dude probably, you know, if his store's been around more, he's probably had people steal from him before. He probably has more prejudice towards black people and stuff. He's always like, oh, they always come in here, they always cause a problem, they're always loud. Like you said, sometimes older Asians like are more prejudiced type of shit. I think it was more coming from him, because if you see the footage, he's like following the kid around the store like the whole time, basically. From the second he walks in there, that dude's on him, and he's like following up and down aisles, pretending like he's, you know. And like there's an Indian like, it's kind of like a Cumbies, I forget the name of it, but it's run by these Indian people, and I go in there like almost daily, but this guy still like follows me around the store acting like he's looking at shit. You know what I mean? Like he does that move. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with that like information, as far as a jury has to decide like in the moment of like.
I kind of feel for the kid though, because honestly, like, you know, we already say YNs because it's like YNs are known to shoot, and the way the kid was holding the gun, it felt like if it was his, he would have popped back, but it must have been somebody else that was holding that, and then he gave it to him.
There was a picture of him holding it on like Instagram or something, like a week before or something, and like just by the way he's holding it and shit, and how young he is, like. You can kind of tell. He's just like, you know, trying to show off, or like, oh look, I got a gun type of shit. Like, it didn't even look like he was that comfortable with the firearm, if we're being real. Like, so I definitely feel for the kid. I mean, it definitely, like I said, it's a fucking tragedy, bro. Like sometimes tragic shit happens, and then it's like, in lieu of a tragedy, people kind of always need someone to blame for a tragedy, you know.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, like it was a Mexican spot called Mario's, a pizza shop that's like in like Northeast area, and like I had like this ex-girlfriend, right? So supposedly like I thought like this bull stole her phone and shit, because he kept saying he did, but he was just antagonizing like he did, but he was like on some shit, I don't know, he was fucking off. So he started running, he ran inside the store, and he ran inside the bathroom. I like then kicked the door, and I felt like I could, because like I kicked the bottom of the door and I left a hole. So like I knew if I punched forward,
you could have if you wanted to.
Yeah. So like I like knew if I punched forward and turned the knob, like it would have been a wrap. But like I knew they took forever to like replace the door, because they ain't replaced that door for like at least like 5 years, and I felt so bad. And like,
oh my god,
I kept going there to get pizza, and they never said anything about it.
That's crazy, yeah, because they're like, oh fuck, we don't want to get rid of our cousin.
Yeah, it was like
I'm just thinking if you take the fact that it's a kid, right? You take the fact that, and like we just discussed, like it doesn't even seem like he's comfortable with the gun. But let's just say it's like me or you, we're in a store and we're like fucking walking around and we're opening stuff, and whether you're stealing or not, it looks like you're stealing. I guess the responding officer said he watched the footage. He had to watch it like 3 times to see what the fuck was going on because he thought the same thing, right? So the store owner, they're seeing it in real time. You know, they don't have the benefit of playback to see. They're just seeing what they do see in the moment. Looks like a kid stealing. So then they confront him at the doorway. He tries to run. If it's me and I'm running and a dude's chasing me because they think I stole something from the store, and then a gun falls out and I pick the gun up and someone shoots me, I think it's a little more different of a conversation. I think it's the fact that he was young. And like, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to defend what the dude did either. Like, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, he should have shot that kid. I'm just like, once the gun comes into play, all bets are off, regardless of how you got there. Like, whether I think the argument more is like whether he should be chasing him out of the store or not, which I don't. I don't agree with.
Because my whole thing is, it's like, so say if like somebody try to rob me in my house, right?
Yeah.
And you know they get nervous. Fuck it, I'm chasing you. Like, you're not on my property no more. So like, how is it that I still passed that? Because there's certain dudes who robbed people's houses and they passed with immunity because the simple fact that the person tried to hit them while they were like about to leave.
Yeah, if they're fleeing, like you can't. It's no longer your property, right? Now, if I think you have my property on you, like let's say you steal my fucking computer or something, and I know you have it on you and you're running from my house. Me chasing you down because I know you have my property is a little different, but it definitely doesn't give you the green light.
I'm just saying, water ain't free nowhere at this point. Water ain't free nowhere.
Right, but I mean, right. But yeah, if you break into my house, I can't follow you up the street after you broke into my house and start letting the strap off. Like, definitely not. So, I don't know, man. I just think, like I said, I think it all comes back to people like waiting. People are like waiting for these situations to happen. It gets like even more because every day on fucking Instagram and the news, and it's like it's all heightened tension and race baiting. It's just so people are like already on edge when people of different races come in, and they're already like looking for, oh shit, is he gonna steal? So then when the kid's acting weird, they're like, oh yeah, you think you steal from my store? You think you're going to steal from my store? Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, all I gotta say is because Elon Musk is really a fucking monster, bro. Because I'm telling you, Twitter is the whole reason for all this shit. X.
Not surprised at all.
I'm so serious. Like, people think it's not. They just think they just talking shit, and I'm like, no, they're dead ass. Like, why the fuck does Trump always just sit there and says what he wants to say on Twitter in front of all of us? There is not professional as a president. Like, I don't remember Obama doing that.
Right, constantly tweeting and shit. Nah, you're not wrong, bro. Like, they call that the new public square. Like, Twitter's in. Oh no, this is the new digital public square. Like, bro. And that's what.
And there's always back chats. There's always discourse that nobody knows about. Like, there's just groups, small groups, little things. People travel. Like, shit happens. Like, people. I feel like everything's a psyop. Like, it don't even matter. America's so big. Everything is entertainment. We're content just to be waited for the next thing to be promoted in our face. And it's disgusting to me. Like, I feel like I'm literally in a movie. So like when somebody says, "Oh, don't believe everything you watch," why not? Why the fuck not at this point?
Yeah,
it's not real. So if I shoot you on camera, that's not real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where everything I come across, I immediately have the assumption that it's probably fake, maybe a psyop. Even these cases that we're talking about, this Chud the
They all
builder,
just
how do I know? Chud the Builder's not a fucking plant, and this wasn't planned from the first time he did this stream instigate, and that this wasn't all a fucking elaborate scheme.
I believe it. I believe it.
Carmelo Anthony, how do I even know he's a real fucking high schooler? This Austin kid, or the parents, they look fucking 28 years old. 28-year-old parents that are like, I don't know. How do I know any of it's real?
Yo, it's crazy because like Chud literally looks like a Viltrumite. So it's like they got the beard.
That's fucking hilarious. No,
The stash.
So it's like it's either all a psyop, and who cares? Then it's like it's all a joke, or fucking. I don't know, man. I feel like that's the whole point of the Mandela effect, though. Is like they see what lies they can get away with. They see what they can. What can we gaslight the people to believe didn't exist, and then they sprinkle in nonsense in with it, like the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia. I know that to be true. I know for a fact that was a thing. But then they throw in this nonsense, right? Like, oh, fucking Sinbad was in a genie movie called Shazam. It's like, no, you're misremembering Shaquille O'Neal in Kazam, where he played a genie. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they purposely throw in nonsense to make you think it's all nonsense. So it's like, but I feel like it's 100% psyops just to be like, oh, what can we convince these people of was not real? Their own existence isn't real.
But you know what's crazy? I feel like some people don't really believe in nothing. They're just waiting for a certain thing to tell them, hey, just do this.
100%, bro. I feel like most people are empty vessels, and it's another thing with like with how many people have like turned away from God these days. Like and I feel like that's another sign of like a narcissist, the need to be the master of your own destiny, and there's no such thing as anything higher than us, and it's definitely more justifications and shit. But with the degradation of religion comes just like lawlessness and like empty vessels, bro. People are empty vessels. They have no purpose in life. They don't even know what to think or believe, and they're just, like you said, they're just waiting to be told or certain things. Like it's fucking insane to me.
I like in the back of my head. That's why it's like the older I get, I'm just like looking at a lot of things, and I'm just tired of being lied to. That's the whole thing. Like it's weird just growing up and living so long just being lied to, and then like once you at that point, you're like you start learning something like that probably could have defined like a lifetime worth of questions, but you about to disappear tomorrow, type shit.
Right. Not only am I tired of being lied to, I'm tired of being lied about. That's
that too.
Lied about the same shit that you said. People, shit that it's like, oh wow, if I only knew this, if I only knew. But then people spend their time spreading misinformation about you, and it's like, really, instead of like a bigger, grander point or honest dialogues about anything. It's just
I love people. I do, man. I think all of our cultures are unique. I think each one of our cultures in general, it has like a superpower. I don't know what it is, or could put a finger on it, but it's like everybody has like their own flair. It's kind of like I say their gin. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard for me to really be like, oh, one's better than another. I just feel like we're all like as a people, it's just we all bleed red. That's just how I see it. But I see where like how court could work for certain things, and it's not going back to the other thing, but I'm just saying like I like how the societies can grow to be a certain type of harsh to certain people sometimes, or a certain thing, or if a lot of things ain't in place, it could be like a monopoly of problems and nothing can really get solved, but we're just going to make an answer up and be like, hey, this is what it is to the people.
Right. No, that's a fact, bro. That does bring up a good point though, right? So again, I'm not trying to like bring it back to the other shit, but I forgot to touch on this. So when we were talking about the, the all white jury, the all white jury. So just for the sake of argument, let's say, okay, this was an all white jury. If you actually look at the statistics of an all white jury actually is far more lenient on people of color, whether they're women or whether it doesn't even matter. In all scenarios, white juries are actually more lenient to black defendants than any other jury. It's statistically proven. It's actually I didn't even know that. I just learned that recently too. Like,
well, I ain't knocking it because in the back of my head, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, there's a lot of coons too, so I can't even sit there and be like, oh, it's always the white man. So I always know there's coons in the background. So I really don't even. I mean, they make a percentage. So I ain't. I mean, I don't just point the finger and be like, oh, white people. I think it's a system in place for everybody to be like a certain type of hate towards anything, because you can hate yourself in some type of matter and still try to look at it in somebody else and then try to put it on them and fight them for some reason.
But see, there's even like misinformation about that, right? Like in Google will try to tell you the opposite. Like, oh, well, this one Duke University study says black defendants are 16% more often than white defendants. Like, statistics are bullshit, though. Let's just throw that out there to begin with. When people use stats to bolster their argument, it means they don't have an argument, because you could literally make a stat out of anything. I could say, well, 27% of Christian Judeo 17-year-old boys born in Utah are more likely to, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you could just find any descriptor or variant to turn the statistic whatever way you want it to. You know what I mean? So it's like, statistics are just the lie of math that, like, it's all framing, bro. And I think the perfect example of framing is, remember the Covington school kids? This is a video like maybe 3 years ago or something. There was the kid in the red hat and the fucking footage went all over the news, and everyone was like, there was the Indian dude like banging the drum in the kid's face, and the kid was literally doing nothing but just standing there smiling. And the footage came out. Everyone was like, oh my God, this piece of shit. They were giving him death threats, talking about how they wanted to kill this little kid. What a piece of shit. Well, then the rest of the footage showed. The rest of the footage came out, and the history of the Indian guy came out, that he was a provocateur, that he had a history of doing this shit. The full video showed he walked up to the kid. The kid was standing still, and the guy was banging the drum in his face. And it's like, that's how framing works. Also, if you frame just one part of a video in a certain way, it gives people a completely different biased viewpoint of like, oh my God, look at this kid grinning. With fuller context, the fuller story is like, oh yeah, he didn't do anything. He just stood there. And a guy walked up and banged a drum in his face, and he committed the ultimate crime of smiling. You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's crazy.
When you know that, and you know framing and shit. Yeah, they got sued for like was it MSNBC? They got sued for like $3 million because of that. Because they fucking slandered this kid and ran his name into the mud, and the fucking even the broadcasters are like, oh my God, how despicable.
Defamation of character. I got you, motherfuckers. God damn.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. People need to stop playing with throwing shit and framing shit a certain way, and liable slander shit is no joke, bro. No joke. And lawsuits can be fucking very pricey. So it's best to just not, frame people. Yeah. Especially if you just don't have all the context, bro. Context matters. Sometimes you don't even know what you don't know. That's the thing. You don't know what you don't know. That goes back to the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Shit.
You're blind to your own blind spots, and you don't know what you don't know. You know? Yeah, I know.
Yes, sir.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good combo. I'm glad you pulled up. We're getting around 3 hours and 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna end it here though.
Oh, yeah.
This was dope though, bro. This was dope. It was I think a productive conversation. And that's what I asked. I'll drop the link. I'll let anyone up on the panel as long as they're willing to have just be genuine in your approach to the conversation. You could disagree, you could have a wildly drastic takes, we can even debate them. That's fine with me. Just as long as you're genuine, you're not being disingenuous with your
Yeah. I was here for the good convo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I
100%.
said, I'm still trying to get all the shits. And then like, you know what I mean, if I like once it gets to that point, then yeah, I'm gonna put everything together and see how I feel about certain things. But other than that, like I this opened my eyes. I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this and listen to the stuff I missed.
Definitely watch like I said, I could have organized it a little better for sure, but I was like, yeah, whatever. I just felt like getting the conversation started. We can absolutely do a part 2 or whatever. Like you said, you can go back, and for anyone else, yeah, go back, watch the first part of this, and yeah, we could definitely do a further maybe episode 2 of drawing conclusions. You know what I mean? I feel like it'd be a cool what do you call it? Like a staple on the channel is to, because at first I had an idea to do stuff like this like a year ago or so. That's why I created the pick a side for like debates and shit. And I would say it like, oh, pick a side, like Pablo aside, pick a side. Where do we stand on this or that? Like, but also pick a side of like which side are you on? But
Cool.
And I'm not playing devil's advocate either, too. Like even in this stream, I've made arguments that aren't where I stand on something just for the thought experiment of like, okay, let's say for the sake of argument, or just to make the devil's advocate argument of it, just to see where, how that looks, basically. Because, just getting stuck in having only one viewpoint or one thought of like, no, this is right and everything else is wrong. I think that's a silly way to look at stuff too. So
Yeah. I mostly just looked at this situation as like probably like a bully situation at first. You know what I mean? I never looked at it as like a race moment. I just thought it was just two kids, like, well, twins, like they were rich. I won't call them rich, but they had some. You know what I mean? It was like they knew Jiu-Jitsu, so the kid wasn't really around like that. The parents moved around. He just probably felt nervous. I don't know how long they've been, or probably haven't really been picking with him. I don't really know. It's just the way how it was going. I don't really know, like, how he really felt, like, if he even felt safe. Because me personally, when I was in school, nobody was. You know what I mean? I don't care how good the school looked, nobody was safe, G. And there was weapons inside the school and all that shit. People was carrying weapons on them.
That's why I said, like, I'm not mad at him even having a knife. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, why did he bring a knife? Like, who cares if he had a knife? Like, I probably would have had something to protect myself too. Like,
yeah, so it's just like I said, I'm not mad at anybody for how like they, you know what I mean? It's just what are the facts. So yeah, but I appreciate you doing this live. I'm gonna run this joint back.
All right. Word. Salute, bro. Salute to everyone stopped in. Like I said, regardless, you can have whatever opinion and whatever. Feel free to type it in the chat, or I'll pull y'all up on the panel or whatever. We'll definitely do more of these, but yeah. Except for if you're gonna sit there and tell me, your Chud the Builder is awesome, then I'm probably gonna laugh at you. But you know what I mean.
That nigga crazy.
All right, we're gonna roll out of here with this one. It's a dope little joint I was working on.
Yeah. I'm ahead of my time, it's like the Jetsons. It all happened right under their nose, just like a septum piercing. The weird thing is I kept pressing on, neglecting the fact I'm birthing, nesting. Legend says they wanna keep messing with me. Really, is that irony I'm detecting? Give it a rest when all the dust settles. I settle scores and I set precedents, and it's on to the next thing. On the fence, yeah, recollecting all these collect calls I'm getting. Keep on forgetting, forget it. When life gives you lemons, assess it. Replace the band-aid, changing the dressing. Addressing the fact that the pain is your leverage. I'll take away if you let it, I'm guessing. Not all of it. The top father who's calling us, calling a shot saw, but a stopwatch in his palm that can stop all of it. Get it gripped like a rock wall and stop falling for it. It's synonymous. I got vision. Y'all need to wander into an optometrist. Gladiator like Ridley Scott scripted the plot for it. Alien ain't like the follow-up to Romulus. Space Odyssey, y'all monkeying around. A bad ad or a dark monolith. It's all hollow, man, like Kevin Bacon and Josh Brolin. Create 6 degrees of separation if y'all follow.
Huh? I gotta add a guitar solo right there. That'd be fine. He said 3 out of 10 retarded is not that bad. Wow, that's a good.
I fucks with that song, G. That shit was fire.
The other song I played earlier too, that I played with her in the stream, Drawing Inspirations. That's just the title track of this new project I'm working on. A lot of the music I got right now is fire, bro. Fire. Also, yo, is anyone seeing Innovate? Like,
No.
man, damn, he just fucking disappeared, huh?
He shouldn't beat himself up that bad.
Yeah, I know. I beat him up. He don't need to beat himself.
Maybe he's just preparing for his outside joint. I don't know. Maybe he had to not look at the.
I hope so. Hopefully he bounces back and does better in that one or something. I don't know. I think he should have listened to me and Caesar and shit. He should have brought more like lyrical shit to, and he should have listened to Social too when he told him his mic sounded like shit on the stream before the battle too. But I don't know. Hopefully he'll listen. Anyway, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I'm gonna head on out of here. I'm gonna get something to eat. Salute, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.